Fifth grader Weston Halsney.
The first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head. My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
More than a dozen children and adults were injured. Police say the suspect shot and killed himself. CBS's Sam Vinograd.
Officers have identified the suspect. They are running his biographic information through criminal data sets to try to ascertain whether he had any kind of extensive history with the law. They are tracing the weapons, and I'm stressing weapons because at the press conference earlier, we were told that 3 different weapons were used for the dozens of shots fired. So the ATF is likely tracing all of those weapons to see if they were lawfully purchased, and then, of course, investigating if they should not have been sold to this individual, or if perhaps he got them from a family member or friend. So they're tracing the weapons, trying to figure out where they came from.
President Trump has ordered flags flown at half staff in the wake of the shootings. A judge in Maryland has extended a restraining order that blocks the removal of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from the U.S. Correspondent Michael Wallace.
Lawyers for Kilmar Abrego Garcia told the judge today he wants to seek asylum in the U.S. ICE agents detained him in Baltimore Monday after he left a Tennessee jail Friday. The Trump administration claims he's a member of the MS-13 gang responsible for numerous murders in the U.S. He denies that. The administration wants to deport Abrego Garcia to Uganda, but his lawyers say he fears persecution and torture there. If he has to be deported, he would prefer Costa Rica.
Matt Piper reports communities in Florida have a deadline to meet for removing crossings celebrating gay rights.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has said all rainbow-colored crosswalks statewide must be removed or the cities would lose funding. In Tampa, a Back the Blue mural on the street outside police headquarters is tagged for removal. In Fort Lauderdale, an emergency meeting will be held on its LGBTQ+ themed sidewalks. Among the first crossings removed was a rainbow-colored one marking the 2016 massacre outside the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, painted over in the middle of the night last week. Cities have until next Thursday to paint. Matt Piper, CBS News.
UN nuclear inspectors have begun work at a key Iranian nuclear site after Tehran agreed to limited cooperation in the wake of U.S. and Israeli strikes. On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
King County will pay millions over a vicious dog attack. The story coming up, but first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio Traffic Desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Our Mariners game kicks off in about an hour, so we're seeing added volume heading into Seattle right now. In fact, South 5 already heavy from 130th and Northgate to the Ship Canal Bridge. Linwood to Seattle, you're up to a 35-minute commute. Now, you can save a lot of time hopping over to Highway 99. That is wide open from Northgate all the way to the stadiums. North 5, you're going to start to slow at the north end of Boeing Field to the stadiums. South Center to Seattle, 20 minutes. The West Seattle Bridge is bumper to bumper eastbound at First Avenue. And in South Park, northbound 99 and northbound 509 both jam up at the First Avenue South Bridge over to East Marginal. On the water, the Clinton Ferry Terminal already reporting a 90-minute wait for drivers. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. King County has agreed to pay $21.5 million to settle a lawsuit brought by a jogger who was viciously attacked and critically wounded by 2 dogs in February of 2022. That's according to her attorneys. The dogs were living with squatters at a home in unincorporated Auburn.
People in our neighborhood are getting really upset.
At the time, neighbors like Kristen Purvis there told KIRO 7 TV they complained to the county repeatedly about the squatters and the dogs. As part of the settlement, attorneys say the property owner has agreed to sell the home too. We are reaching out to King County for comment. 7 pro-Palestinian demonstrators, including 2 Microsoft employees, are facing potential charges after storming into the Redmond office of company president Brad Smith. They claim Israel is using Microsoft technology in the war in Gaza. This man demonstrating outside, telling KIRO 7 TV.
As long as Microsoft continues to do its business with the Israeli military and government, we will not stop, we will not rest until divestment happens.
Smith says he supports freedom of expression, but not illegal actions that distract from dialogue. A walkathon is being held in Kirkland to raise awareness and keep the search going for Jonathan Huang, the 21-year-old who's on the autism spectrum, disappeared from his Arlington home in March. The 4.1-mile loop begins Friday at Juanita Beach Park near a possible sighting of Jonathan in June. A Marysville man is back home after battling a rare flesh-eating disease. More from KIRO 7 TV's Deborah Horn.
Ted Neeland had a rare flesh-eating disease rapidly consuming his left leg.
They carved away about a quarter of the tissue from behind my knee.
According to Snohomish County Public Health, necrotizing fasciitis is a life-threatening syndrome in which an acute bacterial soft tissue infection causes severe disease that can spread quickly.
After being hospitalized for nearly a month, Ted is home. He says he's filled with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. A Kitsap County deputy comes to the rescue after witnesses called about a dog left in a hot car parked at a strip mall in Kingston Sunday. The sheriff's office says it was 89 degrees and the temperature inside the car was 112 and rising, even with the window partially opened. The deputy forced the window down and unlocked the door, freeing the dog. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome to the show. Wednesday, August 27th. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike, how you doing?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good.
This is one of those days where we gotta cover a story. It's a huge national story. Obviously, the shooting at that Catholic school. 3 are dead, including the shooter, and it's just an awful story. It's a horrible story. I hate every time one of these things happens. We have to figure out how we're going to cover it. How can we be sensitive to it? Because we feel it deeply. Everybody who has parents understands this feeling. This is a nightmare story. And when you see these, there's not much else you can do except just shake your head and, wish it away. It's awful. Boy, it's horrible.
I'm afraid you're so accurately describing, what's available to us. We can bring you how we feel about the story. We can tell you the details of how this transpired. Hopefully we can examine the elements that led to this and learn from those and maybe make course corrections. But as a society, where do you start to unravel the bag of snakes that led this individual to take this action?
Yeah, and obviously it's a developing story. It's a breaking news story, so we're going to have, we just don't know much right now about it.
We can tell you the number the number in critical condition is 7. There are 3 adults, 14 children that have been hospitalized or at least sought care after this. Again, 7 in critical condition and surgery right now, and we'll give more information as it comes in, of course.
Yeah, it's tough, very tough. But we'll have news about it, top of the hour, bottom of the hour, news updates. And if there's anything else that we think we can add to the story, then we will cover it here. I do want to say it did help us segue to there was a story that we hadn't had a chance to talk about yet. But I feel like it does, this story nationally highlights something that happened here locally in the Arlington School District. We had this yesterday. We just never got around to covering it. But it does make you sit for a second and go, wait a minute, like we really do have to figure out what we do in a situation like this. In Arlington, and this is, again, we want to be careful to say that this did not happen in the deaths did not happen in Arlington.
No.
They could have, though, which is the scary part. So a student last year in 2024 brought a loaded gun and 2 magazines to school and was arrested and expelled. And recently, I don't know how they discovered this information, but parents discovered that this kid was going to be readmitted to the school. And the school was saying that, well, everybody deserves a chance to rehabilitate themselves. And so they were going to be coming back to school. And I guess federal law, according to the stories that I saw, required that this kid have the opportunity to come back to school. Now, parents...
Yeah, that's correct.
Parents obviously had a lot of questions. And they said, wait a minute. Before we send our kids to school, because this is every parent's nightmare that something like this happens, we'd like to have a discussion with the school about it. So the school, after and only after local media started highlighting the story. I think Brandy Cruz was the first one to break the story, but the school said, hey, let's have a parent meeting. We're just about to jump back into school. Let's have a parents' night. People can ask questions. And so they did. They went and they expressed their concern with the Arlington School District, and this is what that sounded like. This was Monday night.
I'm deeply concerned by the recent situation involving the student who brought a loaded handgun onto campus last year.
We expect that they come to school, learn, are safe, and come home in the afternoon. And the moment a loaded weapon is brought to school, all of that trust goes away.
We need to make a stand and send a message that Arlington schools have zero tolerance for gun violence. Enough is enough.
We all want the same thing.
And so the parents, obviously, that's what every parent would I think express at a meeting like this.
Yeah.
What do you do in a situation like this? I understand the family of the kid who showed up with the guns. They were with the gun and the 2 magazines. What's their situation? They want the kid in school. They want him learning. But at the same time, you have the community who's saying, if there is a possible risk, it's not just like somebody, said, hey, made a threat to do so. They did it. They brought the gun to school. Yeah. So what do you do as community members, people who are sending your kids off to school every day? There's like a lot of problems in school that that kids have to deal with. You don't want to have to worry about this. And so this was Monday night, and apparently, because there was all this feedback coming in, the school district, and we don't exactly know how it ended up playing out, but the school district, who was, according to law, I guess, is not allowed to deny this kid access to the school, but the parents themselves made a decision that the kid would not be attending school.
Right, that's exactly.
At Arlington.
The 16-member...
It was announced just before the meeting.
The 16-member Arlington School Board listened to public comments, public concern, and they alone didn't have the power because of federal law, as you stated, to eliminate this kid's possibility of coming back to their school. But in an agreement with the parents, that it was the best for all parties concerned, both the family of the child who brought the gun, and of course the parents of the students who still attend this school, they came to the mutual agreement that the best situation for all was that this kid not be returned back to class.
And I think we have some audio on that.
It was decided that the student will not be attending Arlington High School this fall. I'm relieved that he won't be coming back because I think it is the right decision. I think it'll keep him safe, it'll keep other students safe, as well as our staff.
So this would obviously be a huge relief to parents. Here's another question I would have, though. How much information, and again, these are legal questions. I don't even know what the school is allowed to disclose. But if you have a student who comes to your campus with a weapon and he is not only arrested, but he's expelled, I mean, that's pretty serious, then you're saying that the student gets to come back onto campus. At what point did they communicate that to the parents of other students and say, hey, just to let you guys know, that kid we expelled last year because he brought a gun to campus, he's coming back to campus? Like, at what point were they made aware of this? And was there any effort by the school to help those parents either express themselves? I mean,
if there's a school board meeting with public attendance and opportunity for public comment, clearly that
was after it became a news story. That was after it became a news story. So my question is, why wasn't that already communicated to people? We're a week out from school starting for a lot of kids? I mean, right after Labor Day? Obviously, you have to be sensitive to the one student. Chris is coming in right now. Chris, do you have an update on this? Oh, okay. No. You have to be sensitive
Chris
to the one.
Chris wants to borrow $5 from Laura for lunch. It's okay, buddy.
She's in his parking spot. Yeah. You have to be sensitive to that one student who is going through that, the mental place that student must be in to bring a gun to school. Sure. There's a lot of stuff that kid probably needs. He probably needs counseling. I don't know what the family situation is like, but do you put that kid above do you make him a priority, or do you make the rest of the students a priority and say, hey, this kid has already shown that he's willing to bring a loaded weapon to campus to do God knows what? Then at what point do you let the rest of the community know, the rest of the parents, and say, hey, you may not be comfortable having your kid in school here if we are required? And that's just a conversation I think they need to have a little more openly.
I would think there'd be requirements to let the school body know.
I would think so.
I would think so. And I don't know the peripherals or the exact details of this. I mean, how did the first reporting become aware of this? Was it
there was a parent parent petition that went around. Parents found out about it, and they started
That's what I wanna
their
know.
own petition.
Through word of mouth, through community gossip, through coffee shop talk. I mean,
I think all of that. Yeah, online. Then Brandy got a hold of it. Did the story.
But no official notification from the school board. I'd like to know if that was the case.
The school
that
board
should
said
be the case.
there was a school board. This is what the school board originally said about it. The school board said, regardless of what they've done, students have rights. That's what district spokesperson said from Arlington Public Schools.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Students have rights.
Sure, they do.
But
they also
so do every other
does
student.
everybody else.
Yeah, here.
And thank God that this didn't end up being like what we're seeing right now in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
that's worst case scenario.
The gun was loaded.
Loaded.
There was one in the chamber.
There was one in the chamber
right.
with 2 magazines.
Yeah, and no safety was off.
It's not like he just. I mean,
an accident. He could have dropped the backpack and a loaded gun with the safety off, and
100%.
something tragic could have happened.
100%.
Yeah.
And so, I would like to see the schools be a little more forthcoming, as uncomfortable as it might be, and as bad press as they might get from it.
It should be required that they're a little more.
I would like to see them be more forthcoming with parents about what's going on.
And
communicate these things.
Yeah, here. And this.
Go ahead.
The kid who was in this predicament who was in this social and family predicament that he had like you said, felt the need to bring a gun to school. I don't know. It's not in that kid's best interest to even come back to that school.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, I wouldn't think so, because kids are kids, and the rumors are going to fly, and every kid in that school knows what's going on before the media or the parents know what's going on.
I think
that kid's never going to be welcomed or accepted or even left alone.
We all went to high school. You remember what it was like.
Monsters.
You do one thing in high, and listen, I'm not going out of my way trying to be super sympathetic to the kid who brought the gun to school.
No. Well,
I don't know what his situation was like.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's being bullied. I don't know if he has whatever the issue is.
Right, and he's 14.
He took the wrong approach. Yeah. Don't bring a gun to school.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of parents are now asking, well, where's this kid going to end up in school? I mean, this will haunt him for the rest of his school career, for sure. And is this just a homeschool situation now? Is he going to just be schooled at home? Are they going to provide online options for him? There's all these different things that they're going to have to consider and do.
It seems to me initially that's got to be the case, right? With and you hate the thought of isolation for this kid. Part of the educational experience is the socialization.
Sure.
With kids, learning how to act inside your community, but not at the risk of public safety, of student safety.
Yeah, it's a very tricky situation, but I'm glad for the parents in Arlington who hopefully they feel more comfortable sending their kids to school.
For all involved.
And it can only feel like it's highlighted by the breaking national news story today. So, very, very, very difficult topic. Can we move on to something that's not quite so difficult to discuss? Something that we can all agree that we don't like, which is drug dealers.
Oh, okay. Because there's 2 stories that we have scheduled, but both of them I think we can all agree on. But let's start with the drug dealers. Jason's story.
Jason Rance had the story. He talked to a local business owner, and this is kind of remarkable. There were some drug dealers out in front of this business. It was also, it's also a place where people live residentially. There's, it's in the city. It's in Belltown.
Nowadays, all urban development has become ground level retail above residential.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's what this particular building is.
You have these drug dealers who are taking up space in front of the buildings and making it very difficult to both live and work there for residents who are not dealing drugs. Yeah. And apparently, the drug dealers are feeling like they have a right to be where they want to be. So much so that when the police get called, they're arguing their case that they have a right to be there. Listen to this. Jason Rance interviewed a Belltown resident who actually confronted these drug dealers. I believe this person was on Jason's show just the other day. Listen to this.
Hi, so the police showed up and confronted the dealer, who started to yell and that he was entitled to be there, and that the people that worked at my business, we were a bunch of entitled expletives, and that he actually threatened me and told me that I was going to be in trouble and he was coming back for me.
Wow.
So.
And when was this?
Friday.
Are you scared?
No, I was more just disappointed, really, that this is ongoing and is every.
Can I pause it there real fast?
Yeah.
If I had to confront a drug dealer who then said that they were going to come back and get me, I don't think I would be as brave as this woman.
Yeah.
It's also a sign of how sad things have become in this neighborhood, that she feels like this is just part of what they have to expect in their neighborhood day to day, that she's not even scared about it. She's just like, this is just part of life. This is what we expect, and we're going to have to deal with these people at all times. And to also not feel like the police are going to be able to help you out is the worst part. because you want to be able to call the cops and they're going to deal with the problem. But this guy just says, "Oh, I'll just come back. I'll just come back."
And she says she's not scared. She's more disappointed and she's just tired.
Just worn down.
She's fatigued.
Yeah, worn down
from this ongoing, no solution in sight, no help from the city, no help from law enforcement. No ability to clear these guys. Guys, I'm entitled to be here. So, okay, well, I'm entitled to search you. When I find drugs on you, I'm entitled to put you in jail.
We did the story.
How do you not act on that as an officer?
Was it just yesterday we were talking about how Belltown has seen a 42% increase in
shootings?
Yes.
Yeah.
A 42% increase.
This was let's not blow it out of proportion. This is just drug dealing. This is public drug dealing.
Well,
I'm being facetious.
No, obviously, yeah. But this would add to the second number that they put out yesterday, which was a 32% increase in crime in the Belltown neighborhood. This is from Seattle PD's numbers.
It's just I'm tired. I'm just tired.
What did the police do?
Nothing. They moved them along, and there was about 10 people at that point gathered, and they moved them along, and they all went towards Blanchard. But they were back hours later.
And you explained that they were blocking people getting into their own apartments?
Yeah. And they were not allowing people to come in the door, and the door is now damaged. It's not closing properly. I think it might have gotten fixed last night. I'm not sure. But, they are blocking the entrance to people's apartments, residences.
Isn't that depressing? It's just like a good reminder. If you can avoid Belltown, avoid it.
It's heartbreaking. It's a great part of the city.
It used to be.
It can be again. I don't want to surrender. I can't surrender.
Oh, don't
to
surrender.
This. You know what I'm saying? This is there's been urban revitalization in the city. The mayor's doing. They had a long way to come back. I know that there are problems.
Don't give him too much credit yet.
I'm not giving him too much credit, but they haven't ignored the problem completely. But the problem is just overwhelming.
Well, they have these soda zones. Jason points that out in his article here. They say they have this soda zone.
Stay out of drug area.
Yeah.
And this is one of those. This is a designated soda zone.
And they said in this stretch where they've been doing this, which is how long? I feel like that's been going on for a while now. The soda zones.
Soap.
When did they make that announcement?
Just about a year ago. Soap and soda.
The city has only secured 5 soda orders in this stretch of Belltown as of the last month. Like, I don't know when that first started. I don't know when the soda order started, say out of downtown. This would be for somebody who has a previous run-in with cops, and they say, hey, you have drug problems, you're being arrested, whatever it is. Now you have to stay out of this area while we're waiting on your case. And they have only secured 5 of those in the last month. Jason said you could easily, before lunch on any given day, you can just find 5 drug dealers.
Yeah, that's a pre-lunch total, and they've done 5.
So why not, if you have the rule, you have the law set up, you have soda zones down there, like use that to enforce it. Isn't that the point? Isn't the point to help expedite the process and get these people out of there?
Yeah, I would think.
Why do you have them? Otherwise, you're just coming up with zones if you're not doing anything with those zones.
Yeah, we're coming up on a year on the soap and soda designations for these various areas around town.
Listen, I get it. They're catchy names. Everybody likes soap.
It's all about
Everybody
marketing.
likes soda. People can remember those things easily.
Yeah.
Stay out of areas of prostitution, right?
Yeah.
And then stay out of
drug areas.
Stay out of drug areas.
Yeah. And like you said, it's for getting the repeat offenders to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the bump in the rug program where we'll just move that bump to a different part of town. And as the property or the resident, and I think a business manager in the community that spoke to Jason, says, they're back. They push them down the street. And then also in Jason's piece, they'll send those. You've seen the ambassadors that come in and clean up the city, which I think is nice. It's a nice feature.
Yeah,
I see them all the time. They're on their petty bikes with little cannons. And
everybody loves a janitor,
right? Yeah,
keeps it clean.
And you're cleaning up the little garbage. They come in, they'll power wash these places where there's human waste,
pick up a needle,
drug residue, and
scrub the vomit.
Yeah, but then, as the piece says, that all I did was clean their store for the drug dealers to come back. That's whose store is
now
getting the attention.
Clean.
Yeah,
come on back.
Come on back. Just
yeah, it's no good. I mean, the soda and soap thing, it's a nice thing to be able to go out and say, hey, guess what? We've come up with all these soap and soda zones.
Yeah.
But then what? Like, if you have all these designated zones, but you're not, if it's teeth for nothing, and if you're not biting anything.
Yeah, but the solution's right there in front of us, and we're on our way toward it.
But we're not. They're not doing anything about it.
We're on our way because it's more law enforcement. That's what it is.
Soda zone in Belltown, where they have a 42% increase.
I understand.
And they've only had 5 of these orders.
I'm not saying it's fixed. What I'm saying is I'm saying is they understand there's a shortage of law enforcement in the town. They're taking steps to remedy that. They've had record numbers of recruitment.
That's all I'm hearing is we have record numbers of recruitment. Yes. So why aren't they arresting these people? Move along.
They're still
they
at the
say.
academy.
Move along.
Maybe they're still at the academy.
Is that
Get them on
drug
the
dealer?
streets.
When you get an order to move along, if you're a drug dealer, do you just go and change your life? Oh, you know what? He told me to move along. I guess it means I can move past drug dealing.
Yeah,
I'm going to go get a job.
Maybe that's what it should be. Move along with your life.
Yeah, with your life.
Let's just,
All
Let's
right.
expand on our directive.
Let's move into something a little lighter and more interesting. Cracker
drug
Barrel.
dealers?
The Cracker Barrel folly.
Oh,
There's a huge update on this. We're going to tell you about it next. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
The John Curley Show.
I told my wife once that you can tell the temperature outside.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You count the number of chirps that a cricket makes in 15 seconds, and you multiply that by 4, and that tells you the outside temperature. All right, you know what?
What kind of formulas?
I'm going to look it up. And you know what? You're going to be eating your words in there, Mr. Laffy, traffic, laffy.
Okay. The John Curley Show. Weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait. Whatever age you are, and that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch.
Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying.
The mayor of Minneapolis, after a gunman took aim at a Catholic school and church today, firing through windows during Mass. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
We know that the shooter fired off dozens of rounds, most all of them from outside of the church as he was approaching the side of that church. All in all, there were 3 weapons that were fired, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol, that rifle being a semi-automatic weapon.
5th grader Weston Halsney was inside the church.
I was super scared for him, but I think now he's okay.
Talking about one of his friends there, but an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old were killed while they sat in the pews. 17 others, 14 of them children, were injured, at least 7 in critical condition. The shooter is identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman, whose mother had worked at the school. He died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Members of Washington's congressional delegation are talking about the attack. Adam Smith calling the shooting horrific, Pramila Jayapal calling for an end to what she calls the epidemic of gun violence, and Dan Newhouse wishing the community courage and resilience. Seattle reaches a record-breaking settlement with an app-based company.
Applause outside Seattle City Hall Tuesday as food delivery drivers are set for a payout. Local labor leader Shani Wheeler.
More than 16,000 app-based workers received money into their pockets, real cash, and that to us is justice in action.
Uber Eats finalized a $15 million settlement with the city's Office of Labor Standards over violating worker protection laws. The company denies wrongdoing but agreed to resolve all claims. Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Pfizer has laid off 100 workers in Bothell at the former Seagen campus. The pharmaceutical company acquired Seagen in 2023. A spokesperson tells the Seattle Times that Pfizer will improve productivity and efficiency by relying more on digital technology and automation. The engagement heard round the world is bolstering the stock market. CBS's Jason Brooks explains.
American Eagle Outfitters announced the launch of the True Colors by Travis Kelce sportswear and lifestyle brand. Shares in American Eagle jumped on the news. Ralph Lauren shares also rallied higher after Swift and Kelce wore Ralph Lauren outfits in their engagement photos. And even Signet Jewelers rallied on market anticipation over a rush of engagement ring demand.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 159 points, NASDAQ ahead 32. Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Heather. Your Mariners game starts here in about a half hour, and that's bringing in added volume to downtown. South 5 is packed from 130th and Northgate all the way to the Convention Center at Lake City Way. You'll start to pick up speed. Linwood to Seattle is at 35 minutes. Now, you can save a lot of time hopping over to Highway 99, which is wide open from Northgate all the way to the stadiums. North 5 crowded at the north end of Boeing Field up to the stadiums. Westbound 90 jams up at the I-5 interchange as drivers stack up backup heading into the Stadium District. The West Seattle Bridge is heavy eastbound at 1st Avenue. South Park, northbound 509, you're bumper-to-bumper approaching the 1st Avenue South Bridge, but you'll clear out once you hit East Marginal, so it's just a minor backup you're waiting through. South 405 is crowded through Canyon Park in Bothell, and down through JBLM South 5, you've got a brief backup building near the JBLM main gate. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back. Earlier in the week, was it just Monday that this happened? Was this Cracker Barrel rebranding thing? Was that Monday or was that last week? Was that a Friday?
It was last week.
Thing?
It was the Friday story. It broke Friday.
Okay.
I saw because the same joke that I saw the same joke made 10,000 times.
Okay, on Friday.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
All right, so Cracker Barrel decided to update their logo and their restaurants, and everybody freaked out about it, and it was a disaster, and they lost a ton of money, and everybody said, well, how could you possibly make such a misstep, such a blunder, and not have had some foresight into this being a bad idea? Like, why was nobody speaking up? Because, again, this is a large company. I believe they're publicly traded. You have a board of directors. You have a lot of people who had to sign off on something like this.
Yeah.
How is it possible that they could get it so wrong? And now we know that there was actually people inside of Cracker Barrel, specifically from the investor side of things, who voiced concerns like a year ago. Going so far as to call this rebranding that they were going to do to the restaurant and the logo and just everything about Cracker Barrel, calling it folly. And there's this really interesting piece about this, and I thought we could highlight a little bit of this, and then we can give you an update on what Cracker Barrel has decided to do after all the public outcry. But listen to how this article starts out. This is from Fox Business. Cracker Barrel's slide into a rebranding debacle began with a phone call at 4:30 p.m. on May 16th, 2024. That day, Cracker Barrel's new CEO, Julie Fels-Massino, got on the phone with investors and unveiled the details of a strategic transformation plan her board of directors had approved. The first of 5 pillars in the plan would be refining and evolving the brand across all touchpoints. Over the next months, Massino and her board of directors dismissed at least 4 warnings by some top investor whose name is Sardar Beglari, who apparently... Did you read this article, or have you seen this yet?
Yeah.
Who apparently has a pretty good history in investments. His background is pretty amazing. He is the son of a former military officer in Tehran. They moved out of the country in 1977. They fled to San Antonio after the Ayatollah Khomeini came to power. He starts working for his parents' Persian carpet store, very humble beginnings, in San Antonio when he's a teenager. In his 20s, he decides to start his own investment fund. So obviously, he's a go-getter.
He's a brilliant man.
He's a brilliant man.
Yeah.
This is the American dream.
I think he invented the going out of business model.
That was
constantly going out of business.
Have you seen those people who shake those signs?
Yeah.
And flip them around.
That's how you got to start.
Guy to do a flip.
Now he's worth billions.
Now he's worth billions.
And he's a genius.
So
he knew.
Well, listen to this. In his 20s, he created an investment firm. I don't even know how you do that. Beglari Holdings, that now trades on the New York Stock Exchange. What was the last thing that you started in your 20s that's now super successful? You know what I mean? Like, clearly this is a guy who has a special gift for business.
Yeah. And I don't have that gene. And maybe it's hereditary, maybe it's environment, maybe it's genetics. Who knows? I wasn't raised in a fiscally responsible household.
Who knows?
I don't have the math gene.
Well, you know what I think it is? His parents, obviously, he probably got a lot from his parents. They started their own business. They're immigrants to the country.
Right.
He sees how hard they're working and goes, hey, you know what? I'm willing to do the same thing.
And they came from Tehran.
They came from an
oppressed culture.
Horrible oppression.
And to the land of opportunity.
And he says, you know what? Sky's the limit here. I can do whatever I want. Yep. And so he does. And he that's just amazing to me. Starts a company in his 20s.
And that is who tried to save this.
Hard. Yeah. Not just a little bit. He tries hard. He owns a bunch of other businesses, by the way. He's a part owner of a bunch of other businesses, so it's not like he's unfamiliar with the restaurant industry. He owns several all-American restaurant brands, including Western Sizzlin', Friendly's, Steak and Shake, and he is an investor in Cracker Barrel. Yeah. And so he goes to the board and he says, "This is folly. This is a really bad idea." So much so that he even comes up with his own PowerPoint, which is 120 pages.
A slideshow.
Slideshow explaining to them why this is a bad idea and how bad this is going to fail and why this won't work. Their response to him was, this guy's an outlier and he's crazy and we shouldn't listen to him. And they push through and do it anyway. Yeah. And then they make this big announcement. And remember, this is what it sounded like. She was on GMA talking about All the More campaign. Do you remember this on the day they make this big announcement?
Michael Strahan
Today, we're actually launching a new campaign called All the More, which really highlights how people feel about Cracker Barrel. It's bigger than just a meal. We've got a retail shop. You're going to get great country hospitality with our scratch-made food in our restaurants, and that's really what this campaign celebrates.
It's celebrating All the More campaign. He also was quick to point out, he said, listen, the idea of updating a company that was old from the very beginning is a bad idea. That's why people come to Cracker Barrel. So Cracker Barrel started in 1969, and he actually said this in his slideshow
or his 7-page written letter to the board.
Well.
Said, "Hey, dummies."
He says in 1969, the day Cracker Barrel opened, it was already old. Its theme has derived from the 1920s. I'm concerned that not only will this remodel not work, but it could actually damage the brand further. Let me make my position clear, he said. The company's $700 million remodel plan will not work. Exclamation point. That's in quotes. He actually said that to them. And they told him to pound sand. They went ahead with it anyway. She then went on GMA that same day. They announced this huge opening. And Michael Strahan, because there was already like some rumblings online that everybody was like, what are you doing? Yeah. Why'd you get rid of the old man? Why are you taking away all of the charm that is Cracker Barrel? Full disclosure, I've never been in one. I was aware of them.
I've been in one. I've been through them.
They're old, right?
Yeah. You know what you get when you walk in the door.
There you go.
There's a comfort.
So Michael Strahan asked her, he says, hey, if people really don't like this, like they are not seeming to like this, are you going to change course? Are you going to back down and go back to the way things were?
What if all the customers are coming at you hard enough about the look of the restaurant and they want to go back to the old way? Would you do it?
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like.
Well, except from the one guy.
Yeah, give the governor a harumph.
Yeah. Like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members.
Except this guy who said this will fail, and he laid out in a 120-page document why
don't
this
listen
would
to the
fail.
billionaire who invests in companies and winning propositions.
So arrogant.
$700 million rebrand.
So arrogant of these people just to think you can come in and change the way it goes just because you want to. I don't even know what they were aiming at, honestly.
Well, you look at other chains that have been successful in recent times because they've rebranded, like Applebee's, like Chili's, like in the medium fast food, sit-down fast food type.
I would say that's
places.
slightly different because Applebee's didn't change everything about their restaurant.
No.
They updated decor.
Right, and they should have stopped. You know, if they left Herschel on the sign,
just leave the guy on the side
and cleaned up the insides and brightened things up a little bit.
Sure,
I think you'd be happy chappies today. They didn't change the food.
Well, they've updated. They've gone back to the sign. This is Cracker Barrel's official announcement. This is our update. They said, we thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, yada, 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 yada. So
I said the only sign changed is on her LinkedIn page, which now says open to work.
Open to work.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
In-N-Out Burger, is that the ones with the old-fashioned 1950s hat on and stuff like that?
Weekdays 3 to 7.
They definitely used to. I don't know.
I think they still have that.
Yeah,
they're incredibly courteous service. I noticed that as well.
Yeah, they're
second only to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, those people are so kind. You could, while you're waiting in line, they baptize your child, spay and neuter people. Dogs, anyway, yeah.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
The Mariners postseason push is on, and there's a whole new way to be part of the action. Introducing the Homestretch Flex Plan, a $500 membership that gives you the freedom to choose your games and seats for the rest of the season, all while saving 5% on tickets and no fees.
Strike three call, triple digits to end it and complete the sweep.
You can use your credit however you want. Go big with club seats for a couple high-stakes showdowns, or stretch it out into the final series against the Dodgers. And the best part? Homestretch Flex members get priority access to our postseason presale. That means you're first in line when October comes calling. The team is locked in.
J.P. Crawford! Game winner, walk-off fashion in the ninth inning.
And now it's time to bring the energy down the stretch. Come on board today at mariners.com/homestretch. Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
What's up? I'm Phil Briggs, here from my friends at Navy Federal Credit Union. Whether you're looking to buy a new or used car, or maybe just want to refinance your current loan, Navy Federal Credit Union has great rates on auto loans. You can apply via their mobile app or online, and in most cases, get a decision in seconds. So get a great car and great rates with Navy Federal Credit Union. Credit and collateral subject to approval, rates subject to change, and are based on credit worthiness. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA, and you can learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, your decking headquarters since 1907.
All right, welcome back to the show. I saw this story. This is over on MyNorthwest.com. The top story on MyNorthwest.com right now. Here's the headline. Father abandons child on Pierce County Freeway for being loud and disruptive. Now, your immediate reaction would probably be horror that you think a father would abandon his 4-year-old.
I walked by the, we keep a copy of My Northwest digitally on the reader board in our lobby.
Yeah.
To let guests in the building.
Is that where you saw it?
Yeah, I walked by and literally stopped dead in my tracks, gave myself whiplash looking at this headline.
Can I confess something to you?
Sure.
I saw this headline. I went, yep.
Oh, no.
I've done that. I haven't done it to this extent. Let me give you the details, then I can explain my parenting style to you. There's a 34-year-old man. His name is Morgan. I don't want to read his last name because I actually feel bad for him. His name is Morgan. He's a 34-year-old guy. He has been accused in this story. The story says, the story didn't accuse him of it. A 34-year-old man has been accused of abandoning his 4-year-old daughter on a Pierce County freeway, was charged with felony child abandonment Monday. So according to witnesses, this guy pulls over on the road, removes his 4-year-old child from the car, and drives off, which is extreme. That is an extreme parenting style. He claims that the child was being disruptive and loud, and so he removed the child from the vehicle and drove off. Now, this is like a pretty extreme form of punishment to abandon your child on a freeway. There's obviously many things that are wrong with that.
Yeah.
You should not be doing it. The child could wander into traffic. That would be horrible. That would be, obviously the worst thing that could happen. Local passersby actually stopped to help the child until Washington State Patrol arrived.
They witnessed this guy pulling the kid out of the car.
Yeah.
And stopped right then and there.
Yeah.
And then the guy drives off, and these people are flipped out. They get the kid. They keep the kid safe till authorities show up.
Washington State Patrol shows up. The guy then comes back. He returns to the scene. And he says...
I was coming back.
The child was being disruptive and loud in the vehicle and was not listening to him. Now, let me give you... and he says he did it as a form of discipline before leaving this 4-year-old girl. There's a lot of things wrong with this story. He shouldn't have done it. No. That's fully admitted. Shouldn't have done it. But I would not be an honest parent, and I would not be an honest person if I did not tell you that I have not... I have also done this. Not leaving my child.
No.
We'll get a lot of text messages. People say I'm horrible. Whatever. You can have that opinion. I'm fine.
Or if this happened to you or you have done this, give us a text.
Give us a text.
Yeah, your old man did this to you. If you did it to your kids,
is my parenting style a little antiquated? Maybe.
Sure.
But do the results prove out? Yes, I think they do. I have had kids who have freaked out in the car before. Every parent knows it. Yeah. Every parent has seen it. Oh, yeah. The kid doesn't listen. They're not behaving, especially when you have other siblings in the car. This is a disaster. To be a fly in the ointment like that. This guy, listen to this poor guy. He has 5 kids and his wife, who is out of town because she is deployed with the Army. So he is taking care of 5 children. You could actually, he probably has a mental health claim that he could make. Like he's like, listen, 5 kids with no help.
Yeah.
I had a mental breakdown. Obviously, I love my kids, and I don't know that. Maybe he doesn't love his kids. I don't want to give him too much benefit
let's give him the benefit of that doubt.
No, I don't want.
He came back.
He came back. Right. Yeah, let's give him some points. He came back. Can you imagine his wife when she hears about this?
Oh, my. I hadn't even thought about that.
Morgan!
You think that you're in trouble with the state?
Yeah. Oh. He's like, listen, please lock me up. My wife's going to kill me if you don't. I have left. So here's what we did with one of my kids. And and my wife didn't love that I did this. But we're on a road trip. with the kids. My oldest he's not being a good boy.
Pushing your buttons.
He's Well, he's not just pushing my buttons, but he's like targeting his brothers.
Oh, he's
pushing their buttons too.
He's touching me.
So what I did was, I would never do this on a highway. I'm not an animal. Sure. I pull over onto the side. The worst thing for a child, is separation from a parent. Right?
Yeah, agreed.
They're worried that they're not going to, like, you're their safety net. You're their, I don't know if in this case, obviously, but in most cases, in loving households, parents and kids, they want to be together.
Sure.
So I pulled over to the side of the road. I pulled my kid out of the car and I said, listen, buddy, you're not able to ride in the car with us anymore if you keep acting like this. If you keep screaming, you keep hitting your brother, because we're not a fan, I hear you. I'm not going to let him do that.
You course correct quickly.
If you keep hitting your brother, you're going to have to walk home. And we were probably, I don't know where we were. I think in this case,
Montana.
No, I'm sorry. He's right. We was on a road trip. And I'll tell you what, he straightened up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he got right back in the car. Yeah. Problem solved. Yeah. Now, if he had called my bluff, we would have had a problem, because I wasn't gonna leave him on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Parents do extreme things. Sometimes in a half-minded attempt to parent.
Yeah.
This obviously did not work out well for this guy.
No, clearly. He's been charged with felony child abandonment.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. This guy clearly needs some help.
He needs some help.
I mean, maybe it's just a nanny. I don't know.
My heart goes out to this guy.
I feel bad.
Obviously, I hope the girl is okay. Most importantly, I hope the child is okay.
Yeah, 4-year-old girl.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Bear back.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO News Radio.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at NewNordicUSA.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A shooter opened fire at a Minneapolis Catholic school today, killing 2 children and injuring more than a dozen other people. Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church. Our hearts are broken for the families who have lost their children.
Former FBI official Tim Gallagher says authorities will focus now on where he got the 3 weapons he used and why he did what he did.
In fully 1/3 of active shooter cases, there's no association. It's just a crime of opportunity. But we want to know. This is a 20-year-old. What brought him here on this day, and who else may have known? There would have been some leakage, as we say in the industry, where they started to hint to people that they were getting ready to do something.
President Trump has ordered flags lowered to half staff in the wake of the shootings. Ahead of a White House meeting in Gaza today, or on Gaza, the Pope weighed in, demanding Israel stop the collective punishment of Palestinians. CBS's Chris Livesay.
He made a very strong appeal for human rights to be respected, for there to be a ceasefire. It sounds like he's trying to broadcast to the White House as these talks take place.
CBS's Nancy Cordes is at the White House, where a lot of the focus was on the dire situation for Palestinians in Gaza.
To deal with the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, now that a famine has been declared by multiple international agencies, more than a quarter of Gaza residents are said to be starving, and the president has urged Benjamin Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, many times over the past few months to increase access to humanitarian aid.
The Trump administration today took over managing Union Station in Washington. National Guard troops have been patrolling there. Federal prosecutors, meanwhile, have failed to indict a man who protested the federal intervention in D.C. Here's Linda Kenyon.
Sean Dunn was arrested for throwing a sandwich at a Customs and Border Protection officer. The officer was part of the federal patrols ordered by President Trump to crack down on crime in the nation's capital. The incident, captured on video, also showed Dunn calling the officers fascists and saying, quote, "I don't want you in my city." Dunn was subsequently fired from his job at the Justice Department. While prosecutors were not able to secure a felony indictment for assault on a federal agent, they could still decide to seek a misdemeanor charge.
On Wall Street, stocks finished higher. The Dow was up by 146 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
King County is paying millions to settle a lawsuit that claims it could have prevented a vicious dog attack. That story next, but first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Thank you, Heather. Our Mariners game is going to get underway in just a few minutes, and that's been bringing in added volume for the past couple hours. South 5 heavy from Northgate to the Convention Center. Linwood to Seattle's taking you a half hour. Southbound 99 is now jammed up about halfway down the tunnel. North 5, you're crowded at Albro Place up to the stadiums. Westbound 90 jams up at the I-5 interchange. interchange into the Stadium District still. South Park, we cleared our backup across the First Avenue South Bridge, but getting there, northbound 99, still got a brief backup there approaching Holden Street. The Clinton Ferry Terminal reporting a 1-hour wait for drivers, down from 90 minutes. Beat inflation at Lake Washington windows and doors for a limited time. Save with 20% inflation discounts and 18 months free financing. Learn more at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. King County has agreed to pay a $21.5 million settlement to a jogger who was attacked and critically wounded by 2 dogs. It happened in February of 2022 after neighbors tell KIRO 7 TV they repeatedly complained about the vicious animals being kept by squatters in an Auburn area house.
What is it going to have to take to wake up and get these people out of this house?
A jogger, a 38-year-old mother, has undergone 20 surgeries to repair broken bones, lacerations, and her other wounds. As part of the settlement, the property owner has also agreed to sell the house. A group of protesters is facing potential charges of trespassing, resisting arrest, and obstruction.
We are not leaving!
After they stormed the Redmond office of Microsoft's president, claiming Israel is using the company's technology in the war in Gaza.
7 pro-Palestinian protesters, including 2 employees, locking themselves in the executive suite. Here's President Brett Smith.
The Redmond police literally had to take them out of the building.
Their actions follow a recent report by The Guardian alleging Israel Defense Forces use Microsoft technology for surveillance of civilians in Gaza. Smith says the company is doing a formal review of those allegations, but adds,
"Look, Microsoft is not a government. It's not a country. It's a company."
Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
A 19-year-old man is facing charges after allegedly trying to pull a bikini barista out of a drive-through window in Lakewood earlier this month. She fought him off. The News Tribune was in court when the man pleaded not guilty yesterday to attempted first-degree kidnapping. A Marysville man is talking about defying the odds by surviving a rare flesh-eating infection. Ted Nealon tells KIRO 7 TV he nearly lost his leg.
They carved away about a quarter of the tissue from behind my knee. So that's all like down to the bone.
What began as a small wound turned into 28 days of surgeries and skin grafts. Now back home, Ted says he's filled with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. A mother cat and her 4 kittens have been rescued from a mailbox in Roy. Breanne Kelly is fostering the feline family.
How horrible can you imagine to be just dumped in a box like that? Blackness and not know where you are and be with your brand new babies.
She tells KIRO 7 TV the cats are now all healthy and they can be adopted out. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Possible showers today with highs around 80. It's 74 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of great stuff to get into. I did not see the story earlier. I think, Laura, did you find this story? There's an IT rebuild that was supposed to happen with the state. It has now been suspended. Did you find this?
I did.
Yeah. What caught your eye about this? Because I know what catches my eye about it.
What caught my eye was a decade, $30 million spent, nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show
No
for it.
progress,
Nada.
nothing done, to the point where they're now scrapping the entire idea of the update.
So the backstory on this is, and it's a great find, Laura. It's a great story, and it does highlight, continued highlight that money sent to the government can often be just completely lost. They don't know what happened. I don't know how you spend $30 million with nothing to show for it. You would be hard-pressed. This is like a Brewster's Millions type situation. How does this even work?
I'm flummoxed because it was a $292 million project to update the medical records within the state of Washington's records keeping division to modernize
for
the
workers
system.
Injured on the job.
Right.
Yeah.
To modernize the system.
Since 2015, Labor and Industries, the Seattle Times has this story, has worked to modernize the aging technology used to manage medical claims by workers injured on the job. So they decided that they were going to spend a good chunk of change to do that, to modernize it.
$292 million budgeted for this.
Over 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years goes by. They have spent $30 million.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Nothing. They're still 9 years away from getting anything, getting the project finished. At this estimate, 10 years into it, they still see themselves as 9 years away. Can you imagine? First off, my first thought on this, I've been ready to pop on the story.
Yeah.
This is Washington. We can't get it right with IT.
Yeah, no kidding.
We can't in Washington.
In Washington,
stop at any bus stop in the South Lake Union downtown area
and ask
Pick
any one
up
of those engineers. Yeah,
anybody to come help you.
You're 100% right. That's crazy.
What kind of maroons have been digging into this for 10 years? And like, how do you spend $30 million? And not get
I think that was
done?
actually I made the Brewster's Million joke, but did you see Brewster's Millions?
I did.
Okay, Laura, have you seen? No, you haven't seen that movie. Come on.
Why do you even ask?
Richard Pryor, John Candy.
National treasure.
It is a national treasure. You should
I
see
will
it.
add it to the list.
Let me tell you what.
Movie 512 that you need to see by Monday.
I don't know if she would like that movie, to be honest. I feel like it is very dated. I think it's so great. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the premise of that movie is Monty Brewster inherits a ton of money, and he finds out that he could get even more of an inheritance if he can figure out how to spend $30 million without having anything to show for it. And he's got like a month to do it.
To blow money.
To blow this money. Yeah. And the whole premise of it is the guy's obsessed with money, and this will teach him to not be obsessed with money. It's a ridiculous premise, but it was the 1980s, and it's Richard Pryor, so
a lot
it
of
works.
things were ridiculous.
Yeah, but it works. So this is just like that, except it's not entertaining. It's real life.
And your tax dollars.
And it's your money being spent. I will say the silver lining on this, and the part that I'm kind of amazed by, is that they decided to stop the bad spending of the other $240 million.
That's the other thing that hit me.
I was shocked by that.
They're admitting a mistake.
That's the thing that jumped out to me. I said, $30 million in 10 years too late, but at least you didn't spend the $292 million.
They saved $262 million by my calculations.
Can we call it a savings?
When you're in, you ever heard the saying, when you're in a hole, stop digging?
Yes.
Thank you. That should be on a pillow on the sofa. I imagine there's a sofa in the governor's office because he must be lying down sleeping a lot. That should be embroidered on a pillow in the governor's office.
Stop digging.
When you're in a hole, stop digging.
But if it's government work, if you're in a hole,
8 people.
There's 25 people above you who are actually just like throwing money at you, stripper style.
Right. Well, while you're in the hole. Only one guy's really digging. 8 guys
only one guy's digging.
Management supervision.
They fill that hole with cash and then they bury it. And that's what they do with your money. I honestly, for the life of me, I would love to see an accounting of how they spent $30 million over 10 years on nothing.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, according to the story, which gives details of the 6 different project managers since 2019.
Too many cooks in the
kitchen? That have been,
maybe?
Course change. You know,
which is always a sign that something's working.
Working great. Same thing the Seattle Homelessness Authority is going through. 5 different directors in 5 years.
Insane.
I'm amazed that they pulled the plug and said, whoa.
I am too.
Whoa.
That's the biggest part of the story is that they pulled the plug on this. Why is it, do you think, though, that government cannot do this right? If this was a private company, they would not have had a 10-year runway and $30 million to keep messing up.
No, because private businesses don't have bottomless pits called pockets.
Perfect example.
That people dig into.
Cracker Barrel. Okay?
Yeah.
Something stupid they did. Mm-hmm. It lasted a week before they had to correct course. A week because they were losing money. Investors stepped in and said, "Are you guys nuts?" The public stepped in and said, "We're not going to eat at your restaurant."
Right.
There's no incentive for government. There's no incentive to fix things because but there's not. 10, I mean, maybe you could come up with some examples. I'd love it. But 10 years, $30 million. The only silver lining is that they didn't go through with spending the other $240 million.
262.
Which I'm not convinced they wouldn't have done if somebody didn't highlight it. I feel like maybe somebody put it out there and they said, "Oh, I guess we can't spend that money now."
Well, first off, this is kind of one of those. Cracker Barrel is a publicly facing company with millions of dedicated customers who love their product and love the nostalgia and the rock chairs, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
When you're talking, is there anything less attractive than medical records, technological updates, and the keeping of medical records?
Government IT updates.
Employees hurt on the this is a sleeper story.
Yeah. You seen the IT people we have here?
Oh, my gosh.
Good Lord. No, just kidding.
They haven't seen the sun.
They're actually really
they're
great.
wonderful.
We love them.
But
they're the best. They fix my computer.
Ours do a better job than they haven't blown this much money. 10 years to do nothing.
Perfect example if we had 10 years and $30 million, it's almost, what's crazy to me is you could probably just take, like you said, I know you were being facetious, but I don't think you're totally far off. You could take a private company and say, hey, how are you doing this? Because we want to copy it and do it. I don't understand why they didn't do that to begin with.
Yeah.
I don't know why you need $300 million to update a system. It doesn't make sense to me.
I mean,
to update your
update record keeping?
To up, yeah, like
think you digitize record keeping?
I understand the stuff is antiquated, and you have to go in, and you have to figure it all out. But $300 million seems very generous. Very generous.
I bet you could do it in AI in a day.
Aren't we talking? That's a great point.
Right?
Didn't they hire AI to do this?
Seriously.
No, they didn't.
And you talk about our IT guys here.
Yeah.
Who they're geeks. That's who's born for jobs like this.
They love it.
They love it, and our company expects results.
100%.
They look at the resources being dedicated to these projects.
They're not going to wait 10 years.
10 years and blow a tenth of the budget or whatever.
Yeah.
About a tenth of the budget.
Yeah, they can't do that. But yeah, I do think that the government doesn't have an incentive because there's nobody who's really going to pay the cost. Like who's actually going to answer for this? They're probably going to be rewarded for this. Well, they're going to say, like you did, look they saved $260 million.
They're going to spin it up for us.
Because they could have spent that money and we wouldn't have known.
Well, one of the problems with government, and we talked about this pre-show about these stories, but governments can't seem to do anything right. For the most part,
no.
And I said, wait a minute, what about Social Security? I finally found one example of what I feel is government doing something right. Mm-hmm. Because Social Security's been around for almost 100 years, I think, 80-some years.
I disagree that they're doing it right.
They have a 99% record of getting it right. They've never missed a check, never not mailed out a check.
They will be insolvent in a little over 10 years.
Well, it's because Congress has repeatedly taken money from Social Security's coffers.
No, but
that's why they're insolvent.
I'm not saying
and
that
they need to raise the cap.
If that's your example of government doing something right, I would say that that's not a perfect example. Because they are. I'm not saying it's not a valuable thing. Like I understand
it's a valuable thing. My point was that they've
but
never
run horribly.
Well, no, it isn't. They've never missed mailing out a check. Despite the claims to the contrary, the level of fraud in Social Security.
I'm sure they've missed a check.
Well,
I'm sure they've missed a check.
But they're 99.99% on getting a check to people every month across the country, retirees, disabled beneficiaries, for 80 plus years. I mean, you can probably count on both hands people that have missed payments.
I got a lot of fingers. I got toes too.
And anyway, there's very, very, very low fraud numbers. So that was my point, is that they do it right. The reason Social Security is insolvent is because they keep taking from the fund for other things, for the general fund. Reagan was the first one to do it.
Because we had this argument. I didn't have this in my back pocket, but because we had this discussion, before show, I did look up something about Social Security, which I think actually is a good example of why government runs things so poorly.
Okay.
And I'm not saying Social Security is not a valuable thing.
Of course it is.
A lot of people get it.
It's saved our seniors from being in poverty.
Listen, if people were better about saving when they were young, and you could count on making sure that you had a retirement, that would be great. But not everybody thinks to do that. In fact, it's very hard to get people to think about their long-term futures, which is why Social Security exists, or to catch people, social safety net stuff. Yeah. I understand all that. But I did look up this article, and I found this to be very interesting. Just as to highlight why I don't think Social Security is a perfect example of things running great.
Okay.
And I want to give you this guy's bona fides before I read this. So this is written by a guy whose name is Dr. Mark Wachowski. He is a former deputy commissioner for retirement and disability policy for Social Security Administration.
Okay.
He was leading the proposed revamp of vocational rules used in disability benefit adjudication. He also served as a member of the Social Security Advisory Board. He was a vice chairman for the Federal Commission on Long-Term Care and assistant secretary for economic policy at the U.S. Department of the Treasury.
Guy sounds like he's knows his chops.
So he sounds like he knows what he's doing. All right. So he's describing in this article why the Social Security Administration is so poorly run.
Okay.
And he says, I'm going to just read this verbatim, what he says. One of the main ways that the Social Security Administration, SSA, determines whether or not an individual applying for disability is entitled to benefits is by evaluating if she has sufficient residual capacity that would allow her to work in an occupation generally available in the economy, given education and experience.
Okay.
You with me?
I followed you.
He
Some
says,
big words in there, but I held on.
In order to make this judgment, the SSA requires up-to-date information about existing occupations, including their prevalence and the physical mental, environmental, and educational requirements. So somebody is seeking benefits. They want to know, are you able-bodied? Can you do the work? What jobs are out there available? How likely are you to get one of these available jobs? And then they will determine benefits based on these things. So listen to this. Amazingly, he says, the SSA is still using this. This article was written. It could have been updated by now, so I will say that. But this article was written in late 2024. Amazingly, the SSA is still using an information source that originated in the Great Depression, when the economy was primarily industrial and work was mainly physical. This source, with a listing of over 10,000 detailed occupations, industry by industry, largely in the manufacturing sector, was last updated, albeit only partially, more than 30 years ago. I think it was in 1991.
Okay.
There is no reflection of the economy's shift to the service sector, the widespread attainment of high school and even college education, the mental aspects of work, later retirements, the common use of automation and electronic technologies and communications. For example, and this is in their job listings that the SSA still has.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Occupations such as phonograph cartridge assembler, record changer assembler and tester, wood web weaving machine operator. Now, these are all Great Depression era
I hear you.
jobs.
Yeah.
And so the idea that they're a perfectly run agency.
No,
I think
I didn't say they were
and
perfect.
I know you're not saying they're perfectly run, but I do think it highlights why government is so inefficient at things.
Yeah.
We all acknowledge it's a vital thing that's needed, just like IT in Washington State is needed.
Absolutely.
And yet still, they are so mired in, I don't even know what it is that stops them from growing and becoming, they don't have incentive. There's no incentive to actually run better and to have better processes. And if you had incentive like private companies do, then I don't think you'd run into these problems.
Well, government shouldn't be a for-profit business.
Yeah.
I mean, right? We agree with that. Government is a taxation of the people and then using those
Donald Trump
funds.
keeps talking about the government getting involved in 10% stake in Intel, all these other things.
Well,
horrible idea. I think that's a horrible idea.
It's definition of socialism.
It's awful.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
It's communism.
I hope they don't do
socialism,
it, but go ahead.
He's doing it. Social Security, I know it's not perfect. I was just saying it does a pretty good job, despite the fact that it's using antiquated mechanisms and formulas for determining who is qualified for disability benefits.
Sure.
Boy, disability benefits about 10% of all Social Security payments. 90% go to retirees and deceased and beneficiaries of the deceased.
Sure.
Survivors' benefits. So, I mean, Social Security is. The point being the government is a wasteful, and I think you said, why can't they do anything right? Why can't it? It seems to me, and this Social Security is a great example, it's just too big. It's too big to change. Change takes too much time and too much money and too much effort. When the state of Washington dedicates $250 million to upgrade the IT, that's how big, and that's just one state. That's just one element. That's record keeping for state employees who have health issues.
You know what would be great? I would love if somebody stepped in Washington State. They won't do this, but I would love if you had somebody who stepped in, who was elected, who said, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to, get everybody using, pick a popular app that works really great. If you're talking about updating IT things.
Do Workday. We use it here. They haven't missed a check from me. I get a check every other week. It's great.
If I want to make sure that my finances are in order, I want to know every single little thing that I'm spending.
I can change my deductions.
I go to mint.com. I can look and see they have a nice little graph.
Yes.
All these things are available. I don't know why government is so bad at doing these things. But they just
got to take bids and they got to do this and they got to run it by that committee and this committee. And then those guys are unelected. They're voted out of office.
Like you said, the IT people had how many? 6 different managers running the thing?
Yeah, and
each being paid
in the
how
last
much
6
money?
years.
Tons of money goes through.
Right.
And then you lose $30 million over 10 years. Could have been way more.
Pulling the plug.
Ugh.
Starting over.
It drives me nuts.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Next. This is such a depressing story. I don't even want to talk about this next.
Which one?
This ChatGPT story.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yes. Well, we kind of touched on the story a week or so ago.
I don't know.
We can punt. We got other things we haven't talked about.
This is too depressing. It's too depressing to talk about. You know what would be better to talk about?
What?
Have you seen all these reactions to Taylor Swift's engagement from news professionals? We did a little bit here on the show yesterday.
We had fun.
It was tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know it wasn't the most important breaking news in your life. It was big pop culture news.
They're had an update on how the stock market is being impacted by this news.
Ridiculous.
Not
Heather.
No,
not Heather. The fact that it's being affected.
They were on a garage at the moment or whatever at the announcement. So now their stock is up 10%.
When we come back, we have 3 examples of adults professional adults.
Uh-huh.
One of them who is a White House correspondent for CBS.
Okay.
Freaking out. Backdropped by the White House.
Yeah.
That Taylor Swift is getting engaged. And these are the people who are reporting on the President of the United States.
And your government.
And your government.
Yes.
And how can you take them seriously afterwards? I have a professor who literally says to his class, you won't even believe it.
Okay.
You won't even believe it.
I
We're going to
can't
play
wait.
these for you when we come back. All right, stick around. Bear back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
The John Curley Show.
In-N-Out Burger, is that the ones with the old-fashioned 1950s hat on and stuff like that?
Weekdays 3 to 7.
They definitely used to. I don't know.
I think they still have that.
Yeah,
they're
probably.
incredibly courteous service. I noticed that as well.
Yeah, they're
second only to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, those people are so kind. You could, while you're waiting in line, they baptize your child, spay and neuter people, dogs anyway. Yeah.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube. We've got a style of play no one wants to go up against. Big hits that turn the tides in our favor. Noise that shakes opponents to their core.
That was 112 decibels in that last tackle.
Disruption is in our DNA.
It's intercepted! Seahawks ball! Interception made by Love!
Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football.
Break back, throws it! Touchdown! Touchdown Seahawks!
Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising cost and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Have you heard the saying, chuck in a truck? The guy running a roofing company out of his messy pickup? Well, here's the scary part. Washington doesn't require a test or experience to be a licensed roofer, and they definitely don't require a brick and mortar location. Chuck could be working out of his apartment with 0 employees, hiring random guys off the street. Yikes. And the SBA says 90% of roofers are out of business within 5 years. Jim here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we do things right. We have a real location on Central Avenue in Kent and a team of 50 full-time roofing pros who actually know what they're doing. We're not some fly-by-night outfit. We've put down roots, or in our case, a cement foundation, so you'll always know where to find us. No disappearing acts, no cut corners, just top-quality work from people you can trust. That's RoofSmart. Come see for yourself, or call us at 206-487-4877, or visit us online at GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So you and I have talked before about the folks who think they can do this themselves. And again, I imagine there are a lot of people who are saying, well, new administration, fewer staff members, now I truly can get it done.
Really, in this situation, I do feel really bad for the taxpayer, because here you're getting a notice. You call the IRS, you're going to be on hold for 45 minutes to an hour. And so getting through is going to be more difficult. And when you do get through, you're going to be talking to people that are not as well trained as they have been in the past.
Which makes it even easier for them to take advantage, even if it's not intended, against the person who owes taxes.
I've heard it said that they just will make up something because they want to respond to the taxpayer. And people are going to get some really bad information, and they're not going to know.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
World-renowned pianist and composer Keiko Matsui returns to Dimitro's Jazz Alley this week, August 28th through 31st. Don't miss 6 intimate shows featuring music from her stunning new album, Euphoria. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News.
Says the shooter then took his own life.
As to the weapons used to perpetrate this horrific attack, there was a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. All 3 had been lawfully purchased by the shooter.
Gunman is identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman. Police say he left behind a manifesto. We turn now to the closing bell reports and tell you about a big recall at Ford. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert has details.
Ford's recalling a total of 355,000 2025 and 26 model year pickups, light and heavy duty, because their instrument panels can fail. No crashes have been reported, but there have been at least 95 warranty claims. The issue is with software, which will be updated either over the air or at a dealership.
Ford will start sending recall notices to owners next week. Well, it was the engagement that everybody was talking about yesterday, and today it gave a boost to the stock market. CBS's Jason Brooks explains.
American Eagle Outfitters announced the launch of the True Colors by Travis Kelce sportswear and lifestyle brand, with Kelce announcing that he's had to keep his excitement about the collab under wraps for nearly a year. Shares in American Eagle jumped on the news. Ralph Lauren shares also rallied higher after Swift and Kelce wore Ralph Lauren outfits in their engagement photos. And even Signet Jewelers rallied on market anticipation over a rush of engagement ring demand.
And at the close today on Wall Street, Dow up 147, S&P gained 15, NASDAQ ahead by 46. Turning now to the real-time traffic desk, here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Home Comfort Alliance has our update. Not a whole lot going on out there. We do have a pretty good-sized backup, however, heading into Seattle from the north. It's solid from Northgate to the Convention Center. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you a half hour. This backup started as Mariners traffic headed to our afternoon game. It's still with us, albeit beginning to dwindle. North 5 is crowded at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. The West Seattle Bridge drivers are still jamming up at First Avenue. Factoria South 405 is now thick through Factoria. By the time you hit Cold Creek Parkway, though, you're going to begin to thin out, and this is with us down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. Out toward Issaquah, westbound 900 has about a 1.5 mile bumper-to-bumper backup heading over Cougar Mountain, starting near Talus Road. Everywhere else looking really good out there. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your weather update is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Some clouds out there right now. We'll see some afternoon sunshine, though, today with highs in the low 80s. Right now, we're looking at 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Yesterday, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce made their announcement. You've just heard on the news breaks that it's affecting the stock market. People got really excited about this. We now have some audio that we want to play for you. Spike, we're going to run through these, and I want to gauge your reaction.
Sure.
These are all from adults. All from adults.
Okay.
Laura, is it possible? Can I jump into this audio segment here? I think I might be locked out here. The audio cart. These are all adults. We're going to start with, this is a CBS reporter. We actually have a video of this. If you're watching the video feed on YouTube, you'll be able to enjoy this with us. This is a White House reporter who is reporting on, from the White House lawn, I believe. And she gets a text message about the big announcement as she's standing out there. And she seems very excited. Let's play this. Get your reaction. Oh, here we go. We'll get some audio going here. Here she is.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Come back to me. She just posted it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's huge. The ring is ginormous. This is so exciting.
This is a
Oh my
CBS's White House
God.
correspondent.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I feel like Paul Revere right now. This is a very exciting moment for me in my professional career because I get to announce that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. As you're talking to Joe Lang, our lovely producer Gabby Ake texted me and said, Taylor Swift's engaged, and you can see it right there on her social media. She put it up in that post that they got engaged with the caption, your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, with a little dynamite sign there.
This is CBS reporter. That's Olivia Rinaldi. I think her last name is pronounced.
Yeah,
Olivia Rinaldi. She's obviously very excited. The thing I don't understand about it is she's almost acting as if she knows. It is possible. She's in the media. Maybe she's met Taylor Swift. Is that possible? Does she know? She seems like she knows her. She's talking about the size of the ring. She's talking like her best friend just got engaged or her sister just got engaged.
That's the kind of relationship Taylor Swift has with her fan base. They feel like they know her. She spilled her heart out to these people, album after album after album after album after album after album.
This is at the University of Tennessee. This is a professor who made an announcement to his biochem class. Tell me what you would think. You have a student in college right now.
I do.
They call you and they say, hey, guess what? I don't have school today. You say, why is that? And you say, they say, well, it's because Taylor Swift got engaged, naturally. Oh, here's my audio.
I have a biochem midterm today, but Taylor and Travis just got engaged. Due to this information, I can't focus, you all can't focus, class is canceled, get out of here. We gotta go. We need time to process this information.
Class is canceled. We gotta go. We need time to process this information. Cancels class. College is not cheap.
He canceled a midterm, right?
Canceled a midterm.
Canceled a midterm. I kind of see the logic in that.
What? What?
Well, when you're it's an
Please be joking.
No.
Please be making a hilarious one of your hilarious Spike jokes, and then punctuate it with a voice of like a Muppet or a Disney character that I can't believe that you can do. Please,
everybody,
Spike.
go classes dismissed.
Perfect.
This guy is a biochem midterm.
Biochem.
You know, heady stuff.
How would it be a midterm? It's just the school just started.
That's what I'm wondering too. Let's
play that again. Here we go.
I have a biochem midterm today, but Taylor and Travis just got engaged.
Is he joking?
Due to this information, I can't focus, you all can't focus, class is canceled, get out of here. We got
midterm or no, he's canceling class.
If I'm administering an important test, a midterm exam, and maybe he said, it's not like we're studying for a midterm, or it's not like we're taking a midterm today. I'd like to know if there was something.
Yeah, maybe there was something that.
You got to know your audience. These people are going to be idiots. Are going to be on their phones and distracted. Nothing he says today is going to get through. It's going to be like bouncing BBs off a wall. Nothing's going to get through to this class today.
Well, how is
so
this?
Why am I wasting your time, my time, our time? We'll call it a day.
We're
come
wasting
back tomorrow.
your parents' money, your money, everybody's money for you to be in class.
I get it. I understand. He's an adult. So, hey, folks,
he's not acting like
I know
one.
it's big news.
He's also in a room full of adults. These kids are adults.
Did you hear him? No. Did you hear him react?
The lesson that these kids have learned today is that the most important thing in life is that a celebrity that you will never meet, you will never even have a chance of meeting, has gotten engaged, and that is more important than your education.
Let me ask you a question.
That's the lesson they've gotten.
Let me ask you a question.
Please.
If you maybe not you, maybe somebody, if you were on an operating table, big surgery, you're having open heart surgery today.
Yeah.
You're having coronary bypass surgery today.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're prepping your surgery, you're counting backwards from 10, 9, 8, you're breathing deep. All of a sudden, your surgeon's beeper goes off.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged.
Oh, I see where you're going.
You want your surgeon?
I see where you're going.
You want your surgeon to press on because it's an important... Let's just snake a tube down this guy's nose and we'll get back to him tomorrow.
Here's what I would do. I don't fully accept that those are analogous to each other.
Okay.
Because the surgery is a big deal.
Yeah.
2, I would sue that surgeon. Absolutely. I would file a lawsuit.
Yeah,
and if I was a parent of one of these students, I would also file a lawsuit with the University of Tennessee. And I would say, fire this guy immediately.
If you're the head of CBS,
Fire
are you calling Olivia Rinaldi into the office today?
No,
Olivia,
I'm not.
Darling.
I'm probably not.
No?
No, I'm not.
Come on.
But you know what I'm not doing?
You're our White House reporter.
I'm not giving her future opportunities.
Okay.
Either. You know what I might do? I'm going to shift her over to the pop culture desk.
Exactly. Clearly,
in LA.
This is the stories you care about.
White House is not the place for her. Our nation's cradle of power is not the place for her.
Okay, but are they mutually exclusive?
What do you mean by that?
Like, she can be really interested in Taylor Swift and excited about it and, report it, and then also do White House reporting. It doesn't mean that she's unqualified to be a White House reporter.
Is she there scooping the new dish pattern that Melania's?
Well,
is
maybe,
she talking about ballroom updates?
If she's there to take a tour of how Melania has done the new, the drapes,
right.
then I think maybe that's more of
the
her
Labor
speed.
Day display has been revealed.
If
all
her
dead
focus
trees.
is so heavily on Taylor Swift, if that's her focus.
What
is
does
so heavily
Taylor
on
Swift have to do with curtains?
We're obviously being facetious and making a joke.
Or the White House.
She's standing in front of the White House. I told you, what did I say in the text message? I said, Laura's not going to like this topic because it's Taylor Swift related. I'm not trying to be.
You didn't want to anger me.
I didn't want to anger you.
We love you.
And I'm easily angered.
No, you're not easily angered.
You're more even-keeled than Olivia Rinaldi.
All I'm saying
We should run the tape from my reaction yesterday in the newsroom. My phone is blowing up.
These are
oh my God, you guys.
overreactions. These are overreactions.
Yeah,
and these do not
I think it's
supersede.
safe to say that.
Her job as a White House correspondent is more important than her reaction to Taylor Swift. Like if I were her, this is just me personally. I'm not saying fire this lady.
No,
but I probably wouldn't be so over the moon. You can't name a celebrity. Like, she doesn't know Taylor Swift. She's never going to meet Taylor Swift. She's not going to even have the chance. Maybe Taylor Swift reaches out now because she made national news doing this, and maybe that was the point. But this would not be something that I would highlight about myself. Like, I couldn't name a single celebrity that I would risk my job, credentials for because I was so excited they got engaged.
She was thrilled. I get to announce to the world that
Come back to me.
Taylor Swift is engaged. She got the scoop.
Laura, can you at least agree with me that this University of Tennessee professor should have kept class going?
That was extreme.
That seems extreme, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I'm never going to argue with an extra day to study for a biochem term.
Thank you. Didn't you have one from TMZ too? Did you?
We have one from TMZ. Do we have that?
Because I can imagine how locked on they were.
Okay, I will defend TMZ because this is the world that they live in.
Right.
They are the world of pop culture. Yeah. This, for them, is their Mount Rushmore. Yeah. There's no two more important people in the world of TMZ than Taylor Swift and Travis Swift.
Is this worth carrying over to another break? Because I don't want to run out of time. I want to hear this TMZ, and I really love that. I mean, what do we got scheduled for?
It's our show. Let's play a half second of this. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll play a half second of this.
Vague? What happened?
Pause it
Taylor
there.
Swift's engaged?
Taylor Swift's engaged.
But that, like you said, that's their bread and butter.
But this is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So I think this is TMZ. Yeah. So it makes sense for them. I do think it does not make sense at the White House. Does not make sense at the university. But TMZ.
It seemed a little.
You get a pass.
Over exuberant. Yeah.
You get a pass. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
Ah, summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR and the letter U.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
In the middle of the night,
All right, welcome back. I need your text messages, 888-973-5476.
How has this impacted your life?
Well, people think I'm being too harsh on these reactions, I think.
Really?
I think I'm being too harsh on this. The White House correspondent for CBS freaking out in such a nature, and I'm the crazy one. I'm not saying she's crazy. I'm just saying, is it a little over the top?
Yeah.
Like a little over the top. Professors canceling class. I think we just got a lot of Taylor Swift fans. And they're feeling very happy and emotional.
It's a big day.
It's a big day. Well, it's not really a big day for them. It's a big day for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce yesterday when they got engaged. But they are certainly feeling the love. And I wish them well. Obviously, I wish them very well.
They both seem like really nice people.
They both seem like nice people.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We had some audio we were just about to play before the break. This is from the TMZ newsroom. It's almost like they had an earthquake. Have you seen those like news pieces where they're doing a live piece?
Oh, and then everything starts to shake.
And then the studio starts to shake. They go, we think we're getting an earthquake here. That literally is what happened, except it was a engagement announcement at TMZ headquarters in Los Angeles. Let's hear it.
And to talk about it was terrifying, and it feels so vague. What happened?
Taylor Swift's engaged.
What? Taylor Swift's engaged?
Right.
Okay. Oh my God.
That's what I'm thinking.
Your English teacher and gym teacher are getting married.
Oh, what a moment.
Oh my God.
All right, so
okay, we're gonna shift gears here. So.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, wait a minute.
This is everything that we've ever wanted. Look at the ring.
Is everything okay?
Can you pause it there for a second? What is that?
This is
like honestly. I mean, just from a psychological perspective.
Yeah.
What does she want? A musician that she likes to be married?
Proof
Laura?
that love is real, and that you can go through heartbreak as a woman, and still find someone
just
who
keep plugging
adores
away.
you,
Yeah.
who wants to spend the rest of their life with you.
I would
Does
think
that not give people hope?
Of course. No, it's wonderful. Everybody loves love. Everybody loves when somebody is getting engaged and married.
And
who doesn't love a wedding?
I'll try to highlight the professionalism of that statement. Is they're at TMZ. This is all they've ever. This is the biggest star on the planet, arguably.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
And the biggest romance in media, arguably. This is everything they've ever wanted. This is it. This is their holy grail.
This is going to make their money for the year.
Here's a question for you, Laura. Serious question. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Are your feelings about the prospect of love and marriage different today than they were yesterday before Taylor Swift got engaged?
No.
No. So you don't really feel like this has changed your life in a huge way?
No.
Thank you for being honest about that.
Because I was wondering too, like, are you going to see all of a sudden, like, there was a whole thing during the presidential race where there was like cat ladies, and Taylor Swift said, I'm a cat lady. And the implication with cat ladies is they just have their cats. Is there going to be a whole new thing now where it's like, oh, okay, everybody's like, are all Taylor Swift fans suddenly going to find people to get married to? Because now Taylor Swift is married and they copy her style and do everything. Like, are we going to see a lot more marriages? Which I think would actually be great.
Sure.
It's nice. It's a wonderful thing. It's the biggest decision you can make in life.
We're not saying there's an NFL tight end out there for everybody.
No, but like whatever your local equivalent is.
But at least for me, right?
For Laura, there might be. But not for everybody.
Sure,
These people at TMZ, I don't know if they're going to find it the same way, but certainly Laura could. But it is funny. Here was a good suggestion I saw. Somebody on X had this, and I think this is a great idea. Let's see here. They said,
because we jokingly asked yesterday, Laura, how are you going to get invited to the wedding?
How are you going to go to the wedding?
Media pass.
This person posted this. Has millions and millions of people have now agreed that this is a great idea. She said Taylor Swift needs to hide one golden wedding invitation, Willy Wonka style, inside Showgirl vinyls. What's that? Showgirl vinyls?
That's her new record, right?
Yeah, that's her new album that's coming out in October.
Yeah. Okay. Needs to hide one Willy Wonka style invite. It would guarantee at least $5 million first week debut.
What?
I'm sorry, 5 million sales.
Yeah. Bob, you want to talk about? Speaking of Willy Wonka, remember the scene in Willy Wonka where the rich guy was it Augustus? No, it wasn't
Augustus Gloop.
No, it was the brat.
Veruca
Salt. Thank you. Where her father buys like case after case after case of Wonka bars.
All those ladies
and those
unwrapping.
ladies in the factory. I can see like boxes of Taylor Swift vinyls just being ripped open and discarded into a big pile as they look for the golden ticket so young Veruca can go to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding.
Who doesn't love golden tickets?
I slipped 5 pieces of gold paper into random paper shipments. This entitles the customer to 10% off of their total order. It will be a day for them that is full of whimsy and full of excitement.
Please do this, Taylor Swift. Please, 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 please do this.
And full of fantasy.
Oscar.
How much of a hit is 10% of our Blue Cross account?
10%?
Yeah.
They're our largest client. It's
Yeah.
gonna hurt.
Hold on one sec, Tom. What's that? You found 5 golden tickets.
This was the greatest show. This was
and
the
does
greatest
it say
show.
limit 1 per customer? Nope, it doesn't.
This is just a quick side note. Trump had this 3-hour marathon board meeting yesterday where it was like open to the press.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Everybody was watching.
I saw outtakes. Yeah.
He was asked about Taylor Swift because it broke in the middle of the board meeting, and one of the reporters, they said, "Mr. President," because obviously he has a history of commenting on Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And did you catch his response?
No.
He said he really likes Travis Kelce. He's like, hey, I think he's a great guy. He's a very talented tight end. And he goes, and I think she's a terrific person, and I wish them well.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that a nice response? Like, he could have said something nasty, and nobody would have been surprised.
Yeah, and he may end up saying, who knows? Because
But everybody loves love. All right, we got to go. We'll be right back. Lots more to come.
The John Curley Show.
In-N-Out Burger, is that the ones with the old-fashioned 1950s hat on and stuff like that?
Weekdays 3 to 7.
They definitely used to. I don't know.
I think they still have that.
Yeah,
they're
probably.
incredibly courteous service. I noticed that as well.
Yeah, they're
second only to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, those people are so kind. You could, while you're waiting in line, they baptize your child, spay and neuter people, dogs anyway. Yeah.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind and the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There was a deadly shooting today at a Minneapolis Catholic school as children gathered in a church. A gunman opened fire through the stained glass windows. 5th grader Weston Halsney.
The first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head. My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
2 children were killed, aged 8 and 10. More than a dozen others were wounded. Mayor Jacob Frey.
It's on all of us to recognize the truth and the reality that we can't just say that this shouldn't happen again and then allow it to happen again and again beyond that. It's on all of us.
The police chief says the 23-year-old suspect fired dozens of shots before killing himself and left behind a manifesto. CBS's Anna Schechter on the other evidence.
In the writings that this individual put on the actual weapons, this is someone who had grievances against a number of different groups, and that's why it's challenging to sort out a motive. In fact, there are other social media videos online, other social media posts by this individual, extensive writings that were found in one of the residences. So they're reviewing all of that.
President Trump has ordered flags flown at half staff. Updated COVID vaccines have been approved, along with new guidelines from the Trump administration on who can get them. Linda Kenyon reports.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says emergency use authorizations issued during the Biden administration are over. Now the vaccines designed to target the newest version of COVID have been approved for seniors, younger adults, and children with at least one underlying health condition like obesity, for example, can get a vaccine, but must first consult with their doctors.
A judge in Maryland has extended a restraining order that blocks the removal of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from the U.S. His lawyers say he's seeking asylum in this country. Jim Crisula has the latest on a Florida detention center ordered shut down.
The head of Florida's emergency management says the controversial state-run detention facility in the Everglades, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, will likely soon be empty. That's according to the Associated Press. The state has been fighting a federal judge's order to close the facility by the end of October.
The Transportation Department has taken over Washington, D.C.'s Union Station from Amtrak. On Wall Street today, stock finished higher. The Dow was up 147. The NASDAQ was up by 45 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Coming up, local Catholics gather to honor school shooting victims and to call for action. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. We're seeing building volumes northbound 405 through Canyon Park, about a mile and a half. Nothing too big here, but it is going to slow you down just a tad. And then again, north of the Linwood interchange on North 5. So Bellevue to Everett still doing great, taking just 35 minutes. Up in Everett, eastbound on the Boeing Freeway, you're packed from the Boeing plant over to Evergreen Way. Linwood to Seattle taking right around a half hour. It's still heavy from about Lake City Way to I-90. The West Seattle Bridge jams up eastbound at Highway 99. Our lake bridges are all clear. South 405 is packed heading through Factoria, but this thins out at Colt Creek Parkway, but remains crowded down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, 20-25 minutes tops. Through Algona, southbound 167, a brief but heavy backup from Ellingson Road into Sumner. And on the water, the Clinton Ferry Terminal reports a 1-hour wait for drivers. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The tragedy at a school mass in Minneapolis weighing heavy today across the country, including here in Seattle. Dozens of parishioners taking part in a midday mass at St. James Cathedral. Father Michael led the service.
This produces a great amount of anger in me because we've been here before. We know what needs to happen, but we won't do it. So yes, anger and then deep sadness and grief for these people.
He says the cathedral will continue on with regular mass in the coming days. King County agrees to pay a $21.5 million settlement to a woman who was critically wounded by 2 dogs. This happened back in 2022 when she was jogging. Neighbors at the time told KIRO 7 TV they complained about those dogs kept by squatters in an Auburn area house.
What is it going to have to take to wake up and get these people out of this house?
As part of the settlement, the property owner has agreed to sell that house. The president of Microsoft responding after protesters stormed his office at the company's Redmond campus yesterday. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports he is also responding to claims that Microsoft violated its terms of service in Gaza.
The break-in stems from an article in The Guardian that claimed Israel is using Azure, Microsoft's cloud technology, to store data obtained through a mass surveillance of civilians in Gaza, which would violate terms of service. Brad Smith said some of those claims were inaccurate, but not all of them.
Some of what they heard turned out to be true, and much of what they reported now needs to be tested.
Smith said the company hired an independent law firm to investigate the claims. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Police arrested all 7 protesters, including 2 employees. Governor Bob Ferguson issues an emergency proclamation on the White River Bridge. A semi-truck driver damaged the bridge last week, closing the only direct routes between Buckley and Enumclaw. This is especially painful for the nearby town of Wilkeson, which already lost a key bridge earlier this year. Councilmember Jamie Pololi tells Jason Rance with Seattle Red.
Customer traffic's just been dried up, and the economic survival of our towns is at risk.
Today's proclamation allows the states to seek federal dollars to pay for the repair work on the White River Bridge. Checking your forecast now. It is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are seeing highs today top out in the low 80s. Afternoon sunshine here as these clouds start to burn off. Right now looking at 74 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
All right, welcome back to the show. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. In just 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, I saw a picture floating around of something that happened at a local landmark Seattle park.
Okay.
Landmark park. Every single person within the sound of my voice is going to know instantly where I'm talking about.
Okay.
And I could not believe the picture. It was floating around on the internet. This apparently just happened. And it's a perfect example of why folks like myself do find it difficult sometimes to bring kids into Seattle because of something like this. So we're not even going to show you the picture. We have the ability to.
Is this a snapping turtle?
This is not the snapping turtle.
Oh, because that was scared me.
We have the ability to show you this picture. We're not going to because we don't think it's family friendly.
Oh, I know.
But we
Okay.
will describe it in just a moment. So stick around for that. We'll discuss it. But before we get into that, let's discuss something else real fast. Aaron Granillo sticks around with us for just a minute. Cal Raleigh
Yes.
He's at 50 home runs.
Indeed.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw this story floating around earlier about all these records.
He has set the record now for catchers home runs in a season.
Mm-hmm.
But I also saw a record that Avi Lopez, of Cal Raleigh's home runs, only so many of the games were as a catcher.
Right.
And some of those home runs have been hit in games where he was a designated hitter.
Right.
And I think 52 is the record for home runs hit by a catcher who's actually catching. That's kind of in the minutia of records.
I guess that undercuts.
I'm not sure if that's. Well, I'd have to double check because Salvador Perez hit 48 and he already passed primary catcher position.
I saw that he had set the record for multiple home run games by a switch hitter.
Yeah.
He bettered Mickey Mantle. Mm-hmm. That Mantle has 56 home runs, I think, is the record for switch hitters in a season.
I think it's 54.
It's 54? That's why you're here.
You were the guy. Griffey has 56.
Griffey has 56 as the Mariner
double
record.
Checking Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Okay.
So what other records does Cal Raleigh still have the opportunity to break?
Well,
will he break these records? Aaron's predictions. And tell us exactly how he will do.
Few numbers that still do hold relevance here. I mean, getting to 50 is a huge milestone.
Yeah.
It's a cool number. It's a big round number. 50 is fun to say.
Is it just him and Griffey that have done that as Mariners?
For the Mariners, yeah. Griffey did it twice, back-to-back seasons. 96, 97, he hit 56. So, I mean, if he gets to 56, I mean, again, this hasn't happened since I was a child. This is like generational stuff that we're talking about. So that would be awesome. If he gets to 57, he holds the all-time single-season record for Mariners. If he gets to 55, Mickey Mantle, I believe it was 54, so I'll double-check. But
he'll be the all-time switch hitter.
All-time switch hitter for most home runs. And then, Babe Ruth got to 60, Roger Maris got to 61, Aaron Judge got to 62. Those seem a little out of reach. I mean, but it's not.
But he goes on such streaks. He had 3 in 2 games.
He can go on a heater.
Thing.
And honestly, the schedule is actually pretty favorable for the Mariners in the last month of the season. Like, they got 3 games against the Rockies. And the Rockies pitching staff is brutal, to say the least.
Yeah.
They're giving up like 20 runs here and there. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. If I had to guess, though, I mean, if I had to put money on it, and we talked about this, that I do like to do that sometimes.
But nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I
say he ends up with 58. I'm going to go with 58.
Wow, that's
your prediction?
That's my prediction. I hope he gets to 60.
How many games do the Mariners have left to play?
29?
29. Which is not, I mean, that's not crazy for him to hit 8 more home runs in 29
I think
games.
All but
he goes on streaks.
Month this season, he's hit 10 home runs.
All but one.
I'm pretty sure it's all but 1 month so far, including this one. So if he doesn't get to 10 this month, it would be 2. I believe. Don't fact check me on that, but yes, to start the year, he was hitting 10 home runs, 10 home runs, 10 home runs. So September is a shorter month. The season ends before you
don't get the
October
31st.
But it's possible.
It's possible.
I'm not going to. I have been wrong about Cal Raleigh before. I was asked if he was going to break Johnny Bench's catcher record before the All-Star break. I didn't think he was going to do that, and he did that.
Do you think it's possible that he is this what he does now? He's a huge home run hitter. Is there something special happening, or is
probably an all-time season?
This is the best he's ever going to be. I don't mean to say that in a negative way.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
there's a reason it's never happened before because it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So is he using these torpedo bats? Is he using those?
Yes.
Is that helpful for him?
Probably, but a lot of people use torpedo bats and don't get to 50 home runs.
No, that's true. But you also have to have a big butt apparently, which he's got covered.
Big power source, yeah.
So my question is, going forward, what kind of productivity are we expecting from him? Like because he's raised the bar so high.
Yeah, what's going to be acceptable as Mariner fans?
Is he going to be a guy who we go like, well, if he doesn't get 40 home runs, and we don't think he's pulling his weight?
No, I don't think so. I think for the next few seasons, he's like at least a 30 to 35 home run guy. Yeah. Anything beyond that is fantastic.
It's just apple pie.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a catcher. Okay.
Yeah.
We cannot.
That's a hard spot to play.
Yeah, and that is why. I mean, yes, I'm biased because I'm a Mariner fan, but he should be the MVP at this point.
Was my
over
next
Aaron
question.
Judge.
Yep.
Yes.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Can he just become the DH?
Why would you want him to be the DH?
Well, you're saying the catcher's really hard on his body, and
he's an incredibly valuable catcher as well.
That pairs into how pitchers are handled, how game is dictated.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But is there a version where he's just more valuable as a guy who keeps in perfect physical condition and he's just he hits bombs all the time?
No.
You think he's more valuable as a catcher who hits 30 home runs
100%
than just a guy?
Yes.
I like it, man.
He won
a
a platinum glove last year as a catcher.
I'm not saying he's not a bad catcher. I'm not saying he's not valuable in the
platinum
position.
glove goes to, so you win a gold glove, and then everyone who wins a gold glove is then put into a pot, and they say, well, who was the best gold glove winner last year? Doesn't matter by position.
Sure.
Cal Raleigh won that.
Yeah.
Incredibly valuable as a catcher. The pitching staff respects him. He knows how to command the pitching staff. Shannon Dreyer, a Mariners insider, was on with Brock and Salk a couple days ago.
That's a great question.
And she had a great anecdote about Cal. So this is right after Logan Gilbert, the ace of this pitching staff, opening day starter, had his worst outing of the season in Philadelphia. Shannon Dreyer has a weekly interview with Cal, and she's trying to carve out 30 minutes with him. And she explains that it's really hard to carve out 30 minutes for Cal Raleigh because his schedule is so busy.
So intense.
Every day he's going through, every batter that's coming up.
Yeah.
Looking at their tendencies. What's our approach for this guy coming up and this guy coming up? So he is studying every single batter that they're facing. And
you're right.
roster.
He's like a chess player.
Exactly.
He's
and
just
going
studying every
through
possible
it
move
with the pitcher of the day.
Yeah.
So the anecdote that Shannon shared is that after Gilbert had this terrible outing, he's running late to their interview. And why? It's because he's out there with Logan Gilbert for like 30 minutes on the warning track, getting very animated, sort of pumping him up, being like, Logan, you're all right. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
And what does Logan do the very next outing that Cal hits 48 and 49? Gilbert gets 13 strikeouts, right? So it's all of that. And that is why I think that Aaron Judge, he's surpassing Aaron Judge as MVP because Judge is doing a lot of DHing right now. He was hurt for a few weeks. He probably came back too soon. He's not doing as well. There are times after the game where Raleigh is dripping sweat, right? After crouching down for 2.5 hours. He hit 2 home runs on a day where it was 90 degrees. It was like,
and he's in all that gear.
All that gear. He's doing things that nobody else is doing. Also, it's hard to overlook history, right? You can't undersell the fact that he is having a once in a lifetime, once in a sport type of season for a catcher. Baseball's been played for 150 years. No one has done this. No one has done this as a catcher.
He's going to have good years, but this is truly historic.
This is a season defining year and an all-time year. Most likely if he does it again next year.
That's great.
Hey,
I would
happy
be
to
shocked,
be wrong, right?
But
Doesn't this guy get you pumped up about Cal Raleigh? He's great. Aaron Granillo.
Yeah.
We love him. Thanks for coming in, man. We appreciate you hanging out.
Anytime, talking Mariners.
All right. I want to play you, not play you, I want to show, I'm going to describe a picture.
Yeah, we can't show this to people.
We're not going to show this picture. Yeah, but I can describe it to you. In fact,
yet it happened in a public park.
What's that?
And yet it happened in a public park.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this happened at Gasworks Park. Somebody posted this photo on an X site that I follow called Seattle Submissions, and it's just like they post stories about Seattle, things around Seattle, and it is, those big concrete arches that are in the middle of Gasworks Park. People take engagement photos underneath them.
Is that literally what's called the Sound Garden, if I'm not mistaken?
Is that what that is?
I believe so.
That very well could be.
Because I know the Soundgarden named their band after the structures that are at Gasworks Park. I think that is particularly what it is. I'll take a look.
That's cool.
I'll research that. But
this picture's not cool, but that is very cool to know about Soundgarden. But everybody knows it. If you've gone to the park, you've walked beneath them. Your kids probably have run, through them. It's very fun, and it looks, it's a cool feature. But there's a guy who is standing behind a woman in this picture that somebody posted, and they even had to post on the X page, so they didn't get this taken down. They said this was posted for news and information purposes because they wanted to know what was happening there. Somebody took a picture randomly and was now wondering what's happening. There's a woman who's tied up. She's on her knees. She's on the ground. It appears from the photo, Spike, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears from the photo that she has her hands tied behind her back. Is that what it looks like to you?
She's bound. Yeah, with her
She's
hands behind her
bound.
back, she seems to have some kind of restraint around her neck and head.
I don't know if this is a photo shoot. She seems like she's scantily dressed.
Yeah, she's harnessed at her middle of her back and being suspended by a rope.
She's covered in just. I'm just trying to give you descriptors so you can understand what I'm looking at. But it looks like from the picture, she has many tattoos. He's kind of a schlubby looking guy. Doesn't look like he's particularly fit. He's in sweatpants. His belly is showing underneath his shirt as he reaches up to adjust the rope that has been affixed atop one of these structures and that is tied to this woman who is bound on her knees on the ground. What the heck is going on here? That's what the post on X was wondering. What's going on at Gasworks Park? I would have that same question, and I don't have the answer for you. People have reached out and they're trying to get answers on this. Is this like some sort of a weird photo shoot? You know, people are always doing stuff for social media these days. Usually things like this, I would assume, are taken in the privacy of somebody's own home.
Public displays are also, there's people who are into that.
Listen, there's absolutely. Yeah. Like you go to a place like Denny Blaine Park. That's a famous nude park here in Seattle. But this to me seems something different. And when I saw this, I was like, quick reminder, don't take your kids to Gasworks Park.
Isn't that heartbreaking?
Isn't that horrible?
That is awful.
Which we have done. We've taken them there because it's a beautiful spot to see the city. You can see the whole cityscape. You can walk around those cool old structures.
This is on Seattle Submissives, you said?
No, it's not. No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Submissions.
Submissions.
Maybe I just posted on the wrong website.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
The problem here is this guy's
going
doing
on
this in public at Gasworks Park. This is what people think is okay to do.
And then what would
Gasworks Park.
What would you do if you saw somebody doing this? That's the other question. Like if I see people in the background just enjoying their day at the park, and then you see somebody who's tying somebody else up under one of these arches. I can't tell if she's if her mouth is bound as well.
I can't tell if it's a big bow on the back of her because her head's facing away from the camera where we took this picture.
Ugh.
But yeah, that's kinky stuff.
It's very kinky.
Yeah, and it's private stuff. I would think.
This to me
private stuff.
This to me seems like it is some sort of a fetishy photo shoot type of a deal. You can't be doing this in a public park though. We've talked about this many times recently about is Seattle a good place to bring kids? Every time we talk about it, we'll get text messages from people who say like, "Oh, you're just being ridiculous, and you should. Seattle's the safest place in the world." I understand it's a big city. I maybe have different values than you do, person texting in, but I don't think anybody sees this and thinks that this is a nice thing to see in the parks. Like, do we even know if this person's safe? They were literally strung up here. It looks like they're participating in this, but still.
Yeah, it looks like they are, but who can tell? And the point is, I wouldn't want to see it. You don't want to see it. I don't think it should be in the public park, but that's not my call to make. It's a public park. They've got the right to be there and be freaky.
They don't have a right to do this.
What designates indecent exposure?
I think tying somebody up in a fetish style way from a thing should be generally unacceptable.
I would agree with you, but I'm not sure that that's the code.
What if somebody...
According to the city of Seattle, public nudity is not illegal in the park. So if public nudity is not illegal in the park, we know that from the Denny Blaine stories, right?
You're right.
If public nudity is not enough indecency, is
where
bondage?
Those people are literally, they're having to put up obstructions because they're pleasuring themselves too much in public.
Well, we know. Well, that is illegal. We know that is illegal. But the city said there's no rule against public nudity.
If there was no nudity in the park, right? If the city didn't allow for that, then it would be at least harder for somebody to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Like a little bit of a barrier.
I'm going to let that pitch sail by. But yes, I hear you.
It would be.
This is just not. This is too much.
Yeah, this seems
maybe
like too
I'm
much.
old. Maybe we're curmudgeons.
No, we're not curmudgeons.
You know?
I think even young people would see this and think it's kind of crazy.
This
Laura,
is too
you're
much.
young. Did you see this and think it was crazy?
Yeah, I think this is crazy.
This is crazy. Yeah.
And if this is an art photo shoot, if this is somebody. Is that permitted? Do you have to ask permission first? Is this an art installation?
Was this? Yeah. Did the city give permission to this? We're going to ask all these questions. Let's reach out to the Seattle Parks Department and find out what their comment on this is.
Yeah. Is this acceptable to you guys?
Absolutely.
I didn't
Great
go
question.
today because of this. Can I go back next weekend? Is this going to be there
Can
again?
we email them, Laura? Let's send this to them.
Well,
find
and
out.
if your curiosity is truly piqued, I did retweet the photo on the Jake and Spike Show X page.
Thank
so
Appropriately enough.
if
Did
you've
we
been
put a
listening to this
warning up?
segment and
Yeah.
you really want to see it.
Everything on X.
This is sadly not totally unexpected either. If you had said that this was, at a park in Bellevue, I would say that seems like a strange thing to see in Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
To see this in Seattle, I was not completely surprised, if I'm being honest.
No, I hear you, and I can't counter that. You're right.
And but I don't think this represents the majority of people in Seattle. I think most people would see this and realize that this is very indecent and they shouldn't be doing this. We'll reach out to the city and find out if this is legal to do. The other question is, if you are in a situation like this and you happen upon this, thinking this person might be in trouble, you literally have a person who's tied up, hanging from one of these things.
And how does she acknowledge she's okay?
What if you go and tackle the guy thinking that you're saving somebody?
She's looking at you like,
yeah. What are you supposed to do in that situation?
You give me a thumbs up if you could, but your hands are restrained behind your back.
Do you just walk away and be like, if he's like, no, we're all good here. It's just a fun photo shoot.
I don't think I could walk by. I don't think I could walk off.
At the very least, I'd call the cops for sure. All right. Well, we posted on the Jake and Spike show page, so you can check it out there if you like. All right. We have a lot more coming up. Chris Sullivan is actually going to join us next. We have an update on that bridge closure, the White River Bridge.
Oh, the damaged bridge.
Which was damaged. It was closed for a while, and they've been investigating it. Are they going to be able to fix it soon? Is it going to be back up and running? Are people going to be able to cross it? When does the detour end? Hopefully we'll get some answers to some of these questions with Chris coming up next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
By Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
The John Curley Show.
I told my wife once that you can tell the temperature outside.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You count the number of chirps that a cricket makes in 15 seconds, and you multiply that by 4, and that tells you the outside temperature. All right, you know what?
What kind of formulas?
I'm going to look it up. And you know what? You're going to be eating your words in there, Mr. Laffy, traffic, laffy.
Okay. The John Curley Show. Weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 425-633-1820 or visit LongevityMedicalClinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
At Dunn, relationships are everything. It's why we build a culture around building the best relationships possible, building joy and trust, one interaction at a time. So whether you need trusted advice, help with material selection, project planning, or loading your vehicle, we go the extra mile to remove as much of the hassle as we can. If there's anything we can do to serve you better, contact me personally, Mike Dunn at dunlumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR in the letter U.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report. A gunman opened fire at a Minneapolis Catholic school today, killing 2 young children in the pews of a church.
It was like right beside me. I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me.
17 people were injured, including 3 adults in their 80s. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the gunman used 3 weapons and they're searching elsewhere for evidence.
Additional firearms are being recovered from those 3 residential locations as we speak.
CBS's Scott McFarland.
Bringing 3 guns and wooden barricades to block doors indicative of a shooting that was planned out well in advance.
Authorities also say there were writings on the weapons he used. The 23-year-old suspect killed himself outside the church. President Trump spoke to Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz afterwards and ordered flags flown at half staff for the remainder of the week. CBS News Special Report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
And I'm Aaron Granillo. Several campgrounds, roads, and trails near Leavenworth are back open today after the FBI finished searching for new clues in the Travis Decker case. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison says 100 people scoured the area for the last few days near Rock Island Campground. It's where police say Decker murdered his 3 daughters nearly 3 months ago.
Looking into similar cases, we found that historically and typically the youth found the homicide suspect and those responsible within a quarter mile of the scene, either alive and or deceased.
He says the information they gather now will help future investigations. It is the first day of school for students in the Enumclaw School District, and the White River Bridge remains closed between Enumclaw and Buckley. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin says that's left families bracing for a lengthy commute.
The White River Bridge closure will create some traffic struggles. The district maps for both White River schools and Enumclaw, and the bridge is actually on the edge of both districts, but there will be some crossover. A semi crashed into the bridge last week, and it is closed indefinitely for repairs, leaving commuters with a lengthy detour around it.
And today, Governor Bob Ferguson issued an emergency proclamation on the bridge. He is seeking federal funds to help pay for repairs. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, this report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. We're seeing the front end of our afternoon backup staking forum. Let's start up north in Everett. We still have a backup eastbound on the Boeing Freeway from the Boeing plant over to I-5. It is thinning out, though. North 5 has scattered backups now approaching Broadway up to 529. Everett to Marysville pushing 20 minutes. Seattle to Everett, 35 minutes. Little crowded through Shoreline into Mountain Lake Terrace. Bellevue to Everett's at 40 minutes. North 405 is thick from Northeast 85th to up to 132nd, where we just cleared a disabled vehicle. Once you get past this, though, you're in the clear all the way up to that Alderwood interchange. Linwood to Seattle, plan on a half hour. It's packed from Lake City Way to the Convention Center. Southbound 405 is now heavy through Bellevue down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton is pushing 25 minutes. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Some morning clouds burning off as we speak. We'll see at least partly cloudy skies this afternoon with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. Right now, 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. This is an interesting update. I feel like we should cover it because we talked about it the other day. The White River Bridge, which was struck by a semi that was driving across, very reminiscent to the Skagit River Bridge collapse from a few years ago. We now have an update on how long this fix is going to take. Chris Sullivan joins us now. He knows everything about roads. He's your conduit. He's happy to do it. Chris, welcome to the show.
Well, it's good to be here.
So tell us what's going on up there, or not down, up there, down there at the White River Bridge.
Yeah, between Buckley and Enumclaw. It's not good news.
They can't do it.
Yeah, they can't do it. They have no idea what they're going to do as of yet. This is an indefinite closure. Because originally we had seen some of the pictures, like the first day it came out, it looked like a couple of beams had been hit.
Like a little
didn't
ding.
look too bad.
Just
when I talked to the DOT the next day, we actually broke the news that it had basically hit every cross beam and had hit a lot of the side beams, very reminiscent of the Skagit River Bridge closure,
which had a total collapse.
The damage was a lot more severe than some of the initial pictures gave, and some of the engineers. They're still out there trying to figure out what they can do to see if it's safe enough to load restrict it, maybe have one lane go at a time. They're still trying to figure it out, but right now they don't have a pretty good idea of just how badly damaged and what they can do to fix it.
Is this a through truss bridge like the Skagit River was?
It's a steel truss bridge. 76 years old, I believe.
Yeah, 1949, and it's older than the Skagit one. The Skagit was from 1955, I think.
And it holds 22,000 people a day or vehicles a day use it. So it's a pretty good, sizable backdoor route getting through that part of East King, East Pierce at that point, because you go between King and Pierce right there, Enumclaw, Buckley, right at the White River. And so, it's basically cut off both of those two communities, because to go across the bridge, say you live right at the south end and your job is on the north end, it's a 38-mile detour.
To cross
that one little bridge.
And that detour takes you all the way over to I-5?
Yeah, you go all the way to you take 410 all the way through Sumner, 2167, all the way up to Highway 18 and then back down 164 to get into Enumclaw. It's 38 miles.
Have you seen the backups, by the way, on I-5?
Well,
already. They're already pronounced that the exit lanes, both northbound and southbound on I-5, for those folks making that
because
detour,
of these 22,000 cars.
Well, that, and also what I've seen in the morning primarily is there are a lot more people on 410 going through Sumner, which makes 167 a lot busier, which has then also made Highway 18 at 167 a lot busier, which is also impacting I-5 at times because you're coming down the hill and driving right into those extra cars. You're trying to maybe go north on 167. These people are trying to go through Auburn to get back to where they need to go. And it's terrible.
It's not just one little bridge that's hurting two little communities. This impacts thousands and thousands and thousands of drivers on a daily basis.
Well, we'd heard the day after this happened, there was a Cyndi Lauper concert there at White River, and this is a backdoor route that people use to get out of the White River Amphitheater. And if you've ever tried to get out of there, after any show, most people head west through Auburn to get to 167. But the people who are smart and live down in that area, they go down through Enumclaw and Buckley. You can't do that anymore.
Can't do that. Thank
so
God
there's only one
Thank God
way.
It wasn't a more popular artist. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they were selling tickets for $300.
I'm joking.
Actually.
She's it would be a
national treasure.
But yeah, there are going to be shows at White River over the next little bit as summer comes to an end, and that's not going to be available, which means getting out of there will be even worse than it usually is.
The truck that hit the crossbeams. Was it abnormal? I mean,
I've been waiting to get more information on that. The state patrol trooper that I talk to regularly, he gets vacation. Rick gets vacation every now and again.
Yeah.
And so I've been reaching out to the people in the backups to kind of figure out, what do we know about the truck? What do we know about the truck driver? Was the person cited, for overheight? Were they overheight? Shouldn't they have been there in the wrong place?
Of course they were overheight.
I mean, in terms of
what's the infraction? What kind of penalties? What's the responsibility?
There are all sorts of things that go along into that. So I'm still waiting to get a little bit more on that to kind of fill out the investigation part of this. Because it's knocked out, basically cut off these two communities. And schools starting. Hey, Buckley's playing Enumclaw, or you've got to, practice this with a joint soccer game. Well, welcome to a 38-mile detour that used to be 5 minutes.
Are there people? Are there people in that community? I don't know that community super well. I've been to the White River Amphitheater a few times, but not a ton. Would there be like school bus routes that would be affected by this?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, but the other thing is they do have a brand new pedestrian and bicycle bridge that's right next to it that a lot of people have started now parking at the north and south end of the bridge, parking where they shouldn't be, and then maybe walking across, biking across, and that's how they're getting emergency vehicles right now, because they intentionally made the bike and pedestrian bridge that they just built and opened wide enough and strong enough that they could carry ambulances and fire trucks. Because imagine, and they're using that from the King County Emergency Management confirmed to me early on, as that was the plan. We have this now, and if there's an emergency, we don't have to go 38 miles to get the person who's bleeding a quarter mile up the road. They can use that bike and pedestrian bridge to go across an emergency.
That's life-saving.
Yeah. You can't do it yourself in your car, but no, for emergency, they're faking it down there to try to get through this.
You mentioned that they're assessing possible solutions, if not, short-term remedies. Are they looking at maybe just cars only, one lane at a time?
These are all in the mix in terms of what could possibly happen.
It's an interesting idea, though, Spike, that it could be, if it's purely a load issue question.
Yeah.
Could it just be a car
maybe
bridge?
One
maybe
lane
trucks.
at a time. Yeah, there's so many load-restricted bridges in our region because of how old and decrepit they are.
Yeah.
Heck, there's one in Mill Creek that I didn't even know was a bridge. It's over a creek that's like the size of this studio, but it's load restricted. I was like, I didn't even know there was a creek there.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, but yeah, that would probably be position A to try to get traffic back on that.
I wonder, have you guys seen like in war, or like how they have these advanced teams that will go over?
The Seabees could come in and lay down.
Army Corps of Engineers.
The Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, that's my question. Is like, why don't you get the Seabees in here? Why don't you get the Army Corps of Engineers and just put a quick bridge up just for the time. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to last forever. It'll lighten that load. You have 20,000 cars a day that use this bridge, you said?
Yeah, the problem is I don't know the specifics of
that's probably
where you could lay it down based on the topography of the river and whatever. But obviously they can do it anywhere in the jungle that they can, or wherever they're fighting. And we've seen that. But can you do that here? And are there regs? I mean, you can't just roll out the National Guard and the Army Corps of Engineers and the Seabees to lay down a bridge. There are probably some hoops to go through.
These days, I don't know. In this current climate.
But I mean, just think how fast they worked to get the Skagit Bridge reopened.
Yeah.
How much red tape they cut. The governor did helps in this issue or not, but at least they're helps in this issue or not, but at least they're trying. An emergency has been declared not only by the county but now by the state.
They still don't know if it's a repair or replace situation. That's a thing. So, you got to take out a bridge and put an Army and Corps of Engineers temporary bridge in. They don't know if that's the case yet.
You put it somewhere else and work your way.
If I'm somebody who lives in that area, though, and they're just sitting there poking at it, I would just at this point,
I'd be building my own bridge.
It's a 76-year-old bridge or whatever the age is you were saying. At this point, I'd just say, listen, just like let's rip the Band-Aid off, get the thing rebuilt as fast as possible. They could spend months investigating it only to decide we're not going to do it.
Again, you'd have to run that through the legislature. You'd have to get the governor's office.
We were talking about government earlier today on the show. They do a lot of stuff okay, but they never do anything super efficiently. And, so I think this is another example where it would be great if they could, like you said, Skagit River situation, cut some red tape, get these people their bridge back.
One guy making all the decisions? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying let's get the government in there.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, we're
not going there, Spike.
Not going there.
Not going there, Spike.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Chris Sullivan, thanks for coming in, man. We appreciate it. We got your text messages next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. So he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com. World-renowned pianist and composer Keiko Matsui returns to Dimitro's Jazz Alley this week, August 28th through 31st. Don't miss 6 intimate shows featuring music from her stunning new album, Euphoria. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we're almost done. We're almost out of here, folks. But before we get out of here, we got your text messages, of which there were plenty. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Let's dive right in. Laura, hit us up.
On Cracker Barrel's failed rebrand, Munn in the 509 says, that's how you get free nationwide advertising. Not saying Cracker Barrel is that smart, but hey, certainly got their 30 minutes.
It is interesting. You brought this up the other day as a conspiracy theory.
That it may be a publicity stunt to get the national attention. Oh, we were wrong. We listened to you. We're going back to the old ways.
So you were thinking this could be a new Coke situation.
But today they said they spent $750 million in rebranding.
That's a tough thing to
justify. That's a pretty expensive ad campaign.
I don't know what this lady's golden parachute was for looking like an idiot, but it better be big.
She's still in the job. That's the question.
Buddy,
I think people are just waiting. Is she going to get fired, do you think?
I don't know. How do you not? Okay, can we go right to the story of the day on leaving a 4-year-old on the side of the road? Because we have 100 different texts on this one at least. Okay, Kay says, I did that to my 4-year-old son once, but I was half a block away from home. I took him out of the car and I drove home and walked back to get him. He reminded me in the car from he reminded me in the car from then on. I think he
never forgot it.
He minded
Sounds like
me.
he never forgot it.
I got you.
He minded me. You might be right.
I think you both might be right.
Scott in the 360 says, understandable if the kid was 14 or older, not for a 4-year-old.
206 says, my grandkids have been fighting and arguing and not stopped in the car. And I'll tell them I'm going to pull over and they're going to get out and they're going to call their parents to come and pick them up. They said, it's dark out here. You can't leave us. I said, I'm not leaving you. I'll wait. You're going to be out of my car.
Do it outside. Matthew in Tacoma says, we got the old, don't make me pull this car over. Instant quiet. just a threat of being left on the side of the road.
I did, honestly, the guy whose name is Morgan, he does have a wife who is out of country because she's deployed by the Army.
Yeah.
He's taking care of, according to the story, he's taking care of 5 kids by himself. I do feel bad for him. I would obviously never condone leaving the kid, but I have pulled over, like I told you guys earlier. I have pulled over on the side of the road, removed my problem child from the car, and said, listen, you want to walk home? It does fix the problem quickly. The driving off part is where he
lost his mind.
And I wouldn't recommend that.
Jesse B says, when my brother and I were little and being extra bratty on a long road trip, my dad actually pulled over on the side of the freeway in the middle of nowhere, parked the car, took the keys, got out, and started walking away. My brother and I were so upset, crying and screaming, Dad, come back, please. He walked away for a good few minutes. It seemed like he was a mile away at our age, LOL. Effective. Yeah, he came back and we learned our lesson, and it was a very pleasant rest of the trip for all.
Can I make a quick confession?
Yeah.
I did this once, and I was ashamed to admit this. I'll tell you why. Not because I was embarrassed, because it didn't work. My kid, my oldest, was like 14, I think, at the time, and I think a listener texted in to remind me.
Todd and
of this,
Burian.
too. I didn't want to admit. I'm glad you admitted to doing this. I pulled over and kicked Ryan out of the car at 14, and she started walking, and this was on Aurora, up near the city limit.
Really?
And I'm like, and she started walking away. I'm like, no, get back in the car. Get back in this car.
She called your bluff.
She totally called my bluff.
Yeah, that's the problem. She called your bluff.
Okay, you have to read Will's.
Okay, way back when, 77 or so, Mom pulled to the side of 405 in Renton because sister won't buckle up. While Mom is telling her to buckle, Washington State Patrol shows up. Mom explains, sister gets scolded by the cop and burst into tears. Never happened again. Buckles up to this day. That's really... Okay, another confession time. Have you ever highlighted your kid's bad behavior and threatened to call the police on them?
Yes.
So have I.
Sure.
So have I.
That's your ace in the hole. Don't make me call the cops on you. They'll take you away.
The cops would have to take you away if I reported this to the police and the kid goes, no.
Yes.
I mean, listen, parents have to do what parents have to do.
You got every club in your bag.
You got to make an impression with them. All right. You got to draw a line somewhere. You just have to.
You got to.
Sometimes you have to pretend to call the cops or abandon them. That's just that's just good parenting. Let's go to the $30 million for an IT upgrade with nothing to show for it. Doug in Mount Vernon says after 10 years and $30 million, it's finally Y2K compliant.
Beautiful.
That's great. Nice job, Doug.
Mark in Nisqually says, have you ever talked to some Boeing employees? Lots of hidden projects losing money over there.
That's true. However, private company, lose money all day if you want. You do have to answer to stockholders for that. But we're the taxpayers. We're the stockholders in these companies.
And I got to give it to 206. That's what Democrats are known for, spending a lot of money and nothing to show for it.
206, that's a good place to end for the day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We hope you had a great time. We got a big show coming up tomorrow, so tune back in. We'll see you then for that. Bye-bye.
The John Curley Show.
In-N-Out Burger, is that the ones with the old-fashioned 1950s hat on and stuff like that?
Weekdays 3 to 7.
They definitely used to. I don't know.
I think they still have that.
Yeah,
they're
probably.
incredibly courteous service. I noticed that as well.
Yeah, they're
second only to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, those people are so kind. You could, while you're waiting in line, they baptize your child. Spay and neuter people. Dogs, anyway, yeah.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it. Take the first step. Call 425-633-1810 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do, because it'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, Nunn Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio.